My theory.
Yo!
Yo!
Easily died.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
So how's it going?
And just like that.
Doing good. How goes you?
Good, except that I hit a button on my OBS and everything exploded, and I'm like just struggling to get it back together. But I think we're good to
I
go. Kind of,
realized-
maybe.
I-
ish.
Do you like switch
Ish.
profiles? I'm curious as to what the button is.
I have no idea.
Oh,
I hope I don't find it
I kind
again.
of want to find the button. Oh, I was gonna say I kind of want to find the button.
The mystery button.
The mystery button, indeed. Now, we have all said yo, and it has been a couple weeks since we last met. Why don't we get things how we do? We are for the second session brought to you by Jay the Kobold and Sprig the Kobold. And folks, go subscribe and to both Twitch and YouTube for both of them. We have a new
Subscribe, give them money.
We have a new player. Second session joining us today. Teo, how are you doing this fine day?
Oh, right. Second session. I'm good. How are you?
Cool. So, since that was your second session and whatnot, we do a thing called the session recap, which you're not unfamiliar with. Would you like to give the session recap?
I can sure try. Okay, so it's kind of a blur, but it started off with like everybody else finishing up some kind of manor that had just exploded. I don't know too much about that, but they were like taking their time to figure out we need to go, and then eventually they went, and now we're like a little bit outside of a city. Let me pull up the map here. I believe it's Briar Glen, and we're like just in a little forest outcrop thing, I guess, and that's where they ran into some bird people, one of them being me. And then all sorts of shenanigans began. But then a couple of them went back into the city to get payment for their previous job, where they were talking to a guy who sounded like they wanted to hire them again, but then they were like, nah, fam, we're not having any more of this. Bye. And then we went back into the forest, and now we're preparing to go see the Lady of the Forest.
Lady of the Woods, otherwise
Lady of the
your
Woods.
limbs will transform.
Yo, real Lady of the Forest, let's go.
Lady of the Deaf Punk.
I thought the way to Sons of the Forest.
Wait.
My bad.
Wait,
Come on,
Sons of
Limbs.
the Forest? Wait, Sons of the Forest? Alright, folks, D&D's canceled. We need to go play a video game?
Oh man, but it's only like 2 hours long.
Because it's early access.
Video game.
I'm not like other girls. I've got snake eyes.
Yes. Optimal.
So,
Do I turn to stone if I look at you?
so, folks, a little
No,
bit
that's
before
the
we...
hair.
Radical D-inspiration for interrupting the DM.
Get wrecked.
I'll do it again.
Of course you would. Alright, folks, just a little bit of updates and whatnot. I actually have some new art for all of you. For a couple of birds that you've seen before. If I can direct your attention to the journal. Folks, say hi to Fred and George.
Burps.
Forge.
Oh dang.
They look
Which
very
one
polite.
held my beak?
The
I'd
image is
let
very
Fred poop on my
crisp.
head.
Fred, just for clarification, Fred is on the left and George is on the right.
Joke's on you. I don't know my left from right. What do you think this is? Science? Come on, get out of here with that.
Okay, Fred is the more black and reddish bird
Ah,
with the golden feather,
Good guy.
and George is the more of the white
At least
bird
the
with
white
the red.
one didn't crap on my
Oh,
head.
no
We're
colors.
good.
What do I do?
I forgot.
Don't tell me you're colorblind. Oh no. Oh, all right. So the more monochromatic one is on the left. The more void of color one is on the right. That better? That better, Radical, Mr. Colorblind?
Those words are too big for me.
Oh
Yeah,
my
come on,
god.
gotta dumb
It
this
is June.
down.
The one that looks darker. Fred.
Okay. So
All right.
that will be the. I also have updated tokens and whatnot for them if they do come into play. Now, very quickly, I believe. Let me just check something over for you, Teo. You're all set. And you're all set. Got it. Folks, it is the middle of the night. If I recall, you folks were leaving in the middle of the night, or were you guys waiting till the next day to leave?
Waiting until the next day, I thought.
I was told to
Yeah.
follow them, so I follow.
I spilled my water all over my desk.
This water is an adventure.
We can continue. I'm crying.
You're just having a day of it, ain't you?
The water is cursed, is what we learned.
So,
It's just not having enough time. Alright. As the party ventures out into the throne room, away from party's plan, also let me get rid of that one. There we go. Fred and George are nowhere in sight. But do any of you recall if they gave you the direction to where to go?
in character, we would have. Out of character, I don't know.
Okay. So in character, for folks, for Aisley, for your notes and whatnot, you were told to basically. I don't know if I actually said this last time, but we're gonna rock on a little bit. You were told to go back to the place where you had seen Thor for the first time, and then immediately head north.
Oh, okay.
If you do not remember who Thor is, Thor was the owlbear that you had met after a little scuffle encounter with Fangs the Flame.
Okay, I got everything fixed.
Got everything fixed? Good to go?
Maybe. I have everything fixed adjacent.
Fixed adjacent.
Fixed adjacent, yes.
Working in.
Fixed
How's
What-
the old saying go? Good enough never is.
Peru.
Anyways, yes, we are. We have also prepared. I have prepared gifts, which I believe we discussed in between sessions.
Mm-hmm. So, with said gift, what gifts have you prepared? Asana.
So I crafted a pair of hairpins, in the one fashioned after Fred and one fashioned after George, and I have imbued them with a magic such that Fred and George can rest inside of them should they see fit.
Alrighty. Understood. So, you have all that. The party has now made it back to the... Well, also, forgive me, but I did not save the map for the little encounter with Fang the Flame. But have you made it back to the Burning Grove? Fang the Flame is not nowhere in sight. However, awaiting you there, on a nearby tree that is currently smoldering, and with smoke at the base is burning somewhat of a fire of a bluish tint. On the branch, you see the familiar birds, the bird pair that you saw the night before. Fred and George are currently staring down at the blue flame, heads cocked a little bit. You're approaching. You have not. You're not currently standing. What do you all do?
I suspect we keep walking. I mean, have they greeted us?
No. They're in the middle of the grove, of the Scorch Grove. You guys are basically coming up upon it and whatnot. I was basically letting see if you guys wanted to do some roleplay opportunity. But if not,
Okay, just to clarify, who is all like stumbling into this?
Okay. So the rest of the party is going to... Currently, this is in the middle of the morning. Let's say roughly around, like, say, 8:30 in the morning. Everyone's an early rise except for Radical.
Oh, nice. We got to sleep. Perfect.
Yeah, if you did not do so before, please make sure that you take the effects of a long rest.
Okay.
Also, Teo, as a reminder for the session recap, you do get the session recap guide. You can look under handouts for inspiration rolls. Unlike the other campaign, since this is tier 2 play, it is a D8 compared to the D6.
Nice.
And this will scale according to tier of play. So when you guys reach tier 3, which is, I believe, levels 10 through 14, it'll be a D10. Up to a max of a D12 at higher levels.
Oh, alright.
Way to get rid of my exhaustion, right?
For you specifically, no.
Okay, perfect.
Clears
Okay.
1 rank for a long rest normally.
Okay. Yeah, right. That makes sense. Okay, perfect. Just wanted to double check.
For the totally normal kobold.
Yeah, just normal. Yeah, I'm just extra sneaky today. You don't get it. It's complicated. Kobold stuff.
All right. So with that all the way, very quickly before, let's backtrack a little bit. Did people do shopping in between sessions? Did they have any ledger that they wanted to bring to me? I know. I believe I said that you could buy stuff in between sessions. I just reminded myself of that.
I haven't made enough money to really do any significant shopping.
Well, would have a certain person divided the wealth?
Oh yeah. So the thing is, I don't know how to divide the wealth because we have new people that just kind of tagged along when we already had the job done.
Well, were they a part of the original job?
No.
So then,
Get anything then?
so then you would divide the wealth with the original people.
All right. That's only 4 of us, so we would each get like 200. It was it 800 I got.
I believe you got 600.
Okay.
600.
Mhm.
That makes math hard for my tiny little pea-sized brain.
Relatable.
Divided by 4.
600 divided by 4 is 150.
Sure is. I just did that math in my head.
Well, too bad. Brain's like a supercomputer when it comes to
I
math.
didn't bring up a calculator.
I am not good at math.
You're faster than a lot of us.
You're insane.
You're faster than my
Math.
computer pulling up a calculator.
I mean,
Alright.
just do half of half, you know?
So make
Half
just
of
not.
6 is 3, half of 3 is 1.5.
I've been at work today.
Mhm.
That's my excuse.
But so we don't make this into the first part of the session into a shopping session. Asana. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue tied.
Hello?
I don't know why. I don't know why I got talking. Asana,
Yes.
Eva, and Infinigan, go ahead and add 150 gold pieces to your inventory. In the background, if you would like to purchase something, let's say you did that in between sessions, go ahead and send me a DM, and you can just tell me what you add to your character sheet.
I'm gonna infuse the gold into this is actual literal gold pieces, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna infuse the gold into my golem. I don't understand what money is. I just appreciate that I'm getting new shiny metals.
Okay. Are you going to infuse all 150 into your
Yep.
new goal?
Yeah,
I'm going to say
reason not
that I would say with the 150 and whatnot infusing into them, you can add a mechanical bonus of your
Really?
choice. Yep. Let me look at your is the Henki statue.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I would say that you can, even though now gold is not necessarily a durable thing, but seeing how you're infused with Vermilite and whatnot for the transmutation magic, you can either add a +1 bonus to any of your forms. So let's say if you did Sage's Council, right? You can add a +3 bonus instead of a +2.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can increase the hit points and armor class. You can increase the hit points of the Henki statue by 10 and armor class by 1. So it'd be at 13 and 15. So you can increase the mechanical benefit of the actions or the actual base stats of HP and armor.
That's okay. I mean, how do I edit this? Okay, cool.
Go ahead.
I'll work.
Okay.
I don't know how to edit it, but I'll figure that out.
It should
But,
be a little gear in the top right that allows you to edit.
I found it. Yes, you are correct.
For the
Yay.
two people that were not a part of the quest, I'm going to give you guys some starter gold as well. If I did not do that, things that I know I didn't do for Minnie. Minnie, you can start off with a total of 300 gold pieces to buy whatever equipment you need. Let's say you found your coin pouch and whatnot. That can be in the form of platinum pieces or whatever. Basically, just 300 gold pieces total. And Teo, did I give you starting gold, or did I give you starter equipment?
You gave me like 600 starting.
And Minnie, bump that up to 500 because I know you already have items and whatnot, and the other players had starting equipment and whatnot that Teo did not have access to. So, 500 for you, Minnie, to spend on items, magical or mundane in nature. Up to you. And Teo, same thing. If you want to buy anything that you did not buy yet, go forward to do so. But now, while you guys are doing the background, you folks come upon the Scorch Grove. Sorry, my question is, do you guys still have the cart before and with the ox?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
So as the oxes come towards the Scorching Grove, they stop just before the actual scorched earth itself. And they will not go any further. They shuffle their hooves, the front hooves a little bit, clearly showing signs of them not wanting to enter the grove itself. As they come to the edge and whatnot, as everyone is coming to a stop, Fred and George perk up. Fred being the one tilting his head, looking at all of you. He pecks George right in the cheek, ripping off a feather, which causes George to squawk in response, and he flies over to Asana, landing on your shoulder. George follows suit, quickly landing on Eva's head. Friends! Morning! Sleep well?
I'm leaving. I'm leaving that answer to Ava since I don't sleep. I assume it's not meant for me.
Also, anyone feel free to... if NPCs are talking to the group in general, anyone can feel free to respond, including the new players.
I'm holding Sin back. That's all.
Finn's hair is currently standing on edge. The tail's poofing out.
Yeah,
just
doing the
staring
hold me back.
Just staring at with beady cat eyes directly at Fred and Brett and Finnegan. You can slightly hear from a couple feet away, of course, just low growling of a cat.
Only I can hear it?
Well, no, most people can hear, but I would assume you're probably the one who would be positioned next to N.
Does that have any textual meaning?
Right, you can understand, you can speak with animals. Basically,
It's passive, yeah. It's passive. It's just a always up thing.
The contextual meaning basically showing signs of aggression and not liking Fred.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily anything specifically said.
Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. George kind of looks down into Eva's eyes. Sleep well?
I did sleep quite well. How about you?
Sleep. We know sleep. No sleep for George. Nope. Looks over to Finn and whatnot. Scared of Kitty. Reddit!
She doesn't buy it.
Kitty.
Reddit!
Ah,
Reddit!
ah,
Sleep well? Make friend?
sleep well.
Make friend? Make friend?
Make friend.
You idiot! No make
No.
friends! No make friends.
No, make friends.
Make family. Yes.
Make family.
Family.
Make family.
Idiot.
Sleep well.
I love him.
Fred starts shaking the head and whatnot and starts actually tapping on your shoulder, Sana. And not in the Fred voice, but the voice you heard from before. Good morning, Lady Asana. I see that you and your troop have made it back to the Scorch Grove. I do apologize to inform you that Fangs of the Flame is no longer called this home.
Oh? And why would that be?
He has migrated to new territory deeper in the Thronewood. But I'm sure you would be able to find him if you really wish to.
I see. That's the, Who's that?
Fred speaking with the lady.
Fred speaking right on your shoulder.
Wait.
I think.
No. Who doesn't call us home anymore, you say?
Fangs of the Flame.
Oh, Fangs of the Flame. Okay, the Hellhound. Got it.
Yeah. Well, what do you presume to be a Hellhound?
Reaching out through my pact. Are they safe?
Reaching through the emotional state, it seems to be that of calm, but there's a intense, almost that you feel a little bit of a hunger and bloodlust. You kind of to make these mix of emotions be out that Fangs of Flame is most likely hunting at this current time.
I instantly nod and say, he is well.
That is good to hear. Now, let us talk before you come to me. Let us, and this will be Fred currently hopping off and lands on the dirt. And as he lands, a sapperling comes out of the Scorch Grove, running to about 4 feet, and standing on top of it now has 2 bird perches. Where George, after talking to Rada and Lady Eva, joins Fred on the bird perches. And in unison with both their voices, Lady of the Woods continues speaking. Let us, before we are to meet physically, let us have a chat to see what we each expect upon this visit. To my understanding, none of you know who I am, though I do know of you. Most of you, at least.
I expect nothing and come with an interested and open heart.
And do you speak for this for your entire troop, or do everyone here have different? And what about the rest of you? Radis, I know your intentions. You're simply here along. You're simply awaiting a calling for yourself. Fear not, little Radis. You will find your calling soon.
I was invited along and would hate to appear disrespectful towards somebody of your stature.
What? And that's why we talked beforehand, creature of shadow.
Wait, what?
She goes on. Did I cut out?
For me,
No, I
just heard shadow.
Oh no!
I'm like, what?
I heard everything, and it was, I welcome you, creature shadow, and immediately, the response being, huh, what? It was kind of perfect, actually.
That was actually great.
That was the best response you could have made, actually.
Yes, we'll say Ventus is just like, no. Normal amount of shade. I point to my shadow, which is exceedingly dark, by the way, not normal at all.
Mm-hmm.
Or totally normal kobold.
Yes, your average, well, maybe a little shadowy. Nice to meet you.
I would not say it's a pleasure to meet you, but we will see if you are different from your other kind. Pleased to make your acquaintance, creature of shadow. Do you have a name?
The name is Ventus von Rattenstein. A pleasure.
Ventus Volraffenstein. It is not common that a creature of shadow gives out their true name, such as yourself has just now. Commendable.
Well, of course, I'm a upstanding, commendable fellow, as you say.
Yeah. And what of the rest of you? Mr. Finnegan Mr. N.
I'm just along for the ride.
Right. A soul without purpose, just like rabbits at this current time. Flowing like the wind throughout a barren field.
I'm accustomed to paying my respects to the woods, and thought it really only seemed fitting to at least extend the same courtesy to yourself.
I do appreciate that, Miss Eva. Just like your lady, and you serve her well.
And yeah, I feel like just because as a walking stick, it's gonna be weird to have it anywhere else. I feel like she's like using the walking stick that she whittled last night as a gift. So she kind of just like tilts it as if a gesture of, obvious gift is obvious.
I do appreciate the notion, but you will need that for your journey through my woods. It's a long and tiring trek.
It's a bit small for me, but
Well, next
I
time
hope
then
that you enjoy it at least once we get there.
I will try to enjoy it and add it to my wares. Not my wares. Sorry, I went into boxy mode right there when I said wares. My bad. I will add it to my collection of trinkets, of course. Maybe I shall use it to replace my current walking staff. And you, Mr.
Yeah,
N.
she'll hand it over to the hanky statue.
The hanky statue sort of takes it. Actually, no. Actually, Asana you control the hanky statue. You decide what the hanky statue does. That.
Yeah, the Hinky statue offers to take it, and the Hinky statue is currently in the form of an old man. Therefore, they are going to use it as their cane for until an appropriate time.
It's so fitting. I love it.
And you, Mr. N, what are your intentions?
My intentions are to hear you out. I'm sure you know more about why I'd be coming here than I do. I'm an observer.
You say that you're not an observer, but you've taken part in actions, more of a primary role, an actor taking the lead of a play. I do not know if you can certainly claim that you're an observer by now, when your actions alongside your companions have caused quite a stir over in Briar's Glen, have they not?
I can't claim the glory of sin. That'd be a sin.
Someone quote that.
Claim the glory of sin. That would be a sin.
All right. End quote. 2023 March. Well, intention for what? No. I must inform you that your journey here will, although my lands are protective to the residents, you are not residents yet. I do know of Reddits, but unfortunately, in order for you to enter them, there will be trials and tribulations you will face, as there are conflict within my woods that I do not fully have primary dominion over. There are usurpers, as you would say it in the common tongue.
You do not have dominion over your own lands. Of what claim do you have to these lands if you do not?
I once had claim to most of them. Small territories delegated to other beings, such as the Tri-Cream, spirit shamans over on the other mountains.
And yet you say your lands. I see.
that is something I wish to discuss among yourselves. But as you are walking through my woods, be on the lookout, as nature's fury as of late, between the common folk of the Thronewood, chopping down and expanding more upon their industrialized city-states, from the north and south, have angered have angered the natural spirits of these lands. I do wish you luck. And please, if you do pass this, I will welcome you with open arms into my court. Also, very quick, am I cutting out at all for anyone?
Not for me.
No.
Okay.
Not for me.
All good.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Now, do you require a guide, or would you rather travel through the lands by your own means? Okay, would you like Fred or George to guide you, or would you like to explore on your own?
Yeah, I feel like if we say no, one of us is gonna end up being like the dad on a road trip. Just I don't need a map. I don't need a map. I know where I'm going.
Not like I can't see the mountain. Come on.
Who's gonna do that?
Look,
All right, I feel like that would be Finnegan out of everyone here.
Traditional Furbolg wisdom. Which way do we go? Stand the stick on end and just let it fall?
There you go.
That's the way.
That's the way.
I feel like this is the same tree we passed an hour ago.
Impossible. Trees just look like it. You're just imagining things.
You know what's
I will
actually
get
really
lost.
funny about that meme, though, by the way? Of, like, stand a stick on end and just go the direction it falls.
Huh.
Stick falls downhill. Downhill leads to river.
Yep. Flawless.
Yep, so it will actually get you to civilization eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Or the ocean.
Or the ocean. But, like, on the edge of water is where, like, a massive percentage of civilization is and was at the time.
Yep.
yeah.
Makes perfect sense,
So
actually.
it seems like complete nonsense, but it is absolutely realistic.
See, I thought
Yeah.
it was complete nonsense, but then you
Let's
like
hope the
actually
lady-
stated it. That makes sense. That's actually pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
Let us hope the lady actually doesn't live in like a weird valley somewhere, because we're fucked then, right? We're just at the river. Like, I have no clue. I could have sworn she was
They
there.
live on a plateau at the top of a mountain.
Yep.
So what is the party's decision?
But also Fred and George. They're Fred and George.
Yeah, they are Fred and George. He makes a good
Confirmed.
counter.
Valid. True.
Fred and George are
It's so
Fred
true.
and George.
Yeah.
I can still smell the poop on my head.
There's nobody more like Fred or George than Fred and George.
Mhm.
Is anyone really going to complain to having a guide? Like, real talk?
I don't
The
think
guide would expedite the
The
process.
guide is Fred and George.
Why are we hung up on this? I'm not.
I just got art of Fred and George, so yeah, let's do Fred and
I
George.
dismissed sin for the duration of the journey.
As you dismiss sin and whatnot, Fred and George, even though their eyes are now covered by a greenish light, what you can assume being the Lady of the Woods talking through her familiars, they start bobbing their head up and down, almost out of like a happy dance seeing the cat gone. So, is the final decision to have Fred and George?
Keep the guide.
Keep him.
Keep guide. Go direction.
Very well. Fred and George will accompany you in your journey to my... Very quick question. How many of you have been to the Feywild?
The what?
The Feywild. The Feywild.
I
Never
would assume
been.
I'd stay as far away from there as I possibly can.
You have indeed tried to stay as far away as possible. Mini.
Perfect.
Now of note, Raditz, Kenku in this plane originate from the Feywild. Whether or not you decide to be, your character is from there, being born here on the material plane of Luminon, or in the Feywild, that is up to you.
Never been. Many stories.
And I shall not spoil this as a surprise. Are you prepared for the journey ahead? Last check for folks, make sure you buy anything mundane. Or
Wait,
magical in nature.
My lady, I must just ask for clarification. Are we, by any chance, headed into said Feywilds?
That is indeed what my message. I'm sorry.
For the love of
That is indeed my message to you.
Yes, that will be of. Yes, that is fine, I'm sure.
No.
Yes. Wouldn't want to appear disrespectful.
Mr. Ventus, are you not aware of the connections of Luminon to other realms? Shall I brief?
I would love.
Sure.
Sorry. Go on.
No. You can absolutely cut her off if you want to. That's up to you.
I would not do that. No, Ventus will in fact not do that.
Well, the proper explanation is in order. Now, out of character, I will explain this. For folks who are unaware, here in the plane of Luminon, the material plane, different connections to after the flooding of Luminon itself, after he burst through his imprisonment after the tinkering and machinations of Hunor, the Archangel, or Archthrath by some, different elemental nodes across the plane have opened up. And depending on where you are in the world, more influence upon the continent or region are required. Now, Ventus, you have been through, from the material plane, you have found a pocket dimension that led to the Shadowfell and whatnot. Quite opposite of the Shadowfell, there are also different portals leading to the Feywild. But also you can find different elemental nodes across Luminon itself. It's not unheard. Yes.
Am I familiar with these gates to the Fey on one hand, I am kind of definitionally Fey in that I am literally a forest spirit brought to life, but I am not actually Fey as Fey court, Fey bloodlines, Fey wilds. Do I have any knowledge or understanding of the Fey wilds as they would have connected to my homelands?
I will say yes. When it comes to recalling knowledge of the Feywild, I will say that you're able to make history checks or any checks relating to recalling lore. Oh, this is not Pathfinder, but recalling lore in the fact of 5e that you can make them at advantage.
Okay.
I'm quite familiar with the strained connections here and there. It's just I was not aware of this specific one, I guess. But pleasure to be surprised sometimes, yes?
Well, Mr. Ventus, the Thronewood is filled with influences from both the Shadowfell and the Feywild itself.
Interesting. Most
And
interesting.
Different elemental nodes also play part, such as here in this grove. Here lie the remains of a dormant node to the elemental plane of fire. The guardian of such grove, unfortunately, have been claimed by another, as the birds, Fred and George, look over to Asana. Any primordial magic here is now in control of Fangs of Flame's mistress.
I see.
Lady Asana, have you tried to call upon your servant's dedication in primordial magic?
Servants is an odd term to use, I would say.
whatever you wish to refer to your, well, to your members of your own pack. That is your business.
Yes, it is. And I just begin walking.
You begin walking.
We're walking.
Okay.
We're walking forward, right? Yeah.
Well,
Moving
you
right
start-
along.
as you start going into the Scorched Road, each footprint you leave is left behind with a trace of fire. No, it does not burn you or anything, but all your footprints do leave flames, and you yourself feel a warmth inside you that you have not felt in quite some time. Now, as part of the benefit of your pact, Asana,
Mhm.
when in different places of primordial magic in the sense of Fanging the Flame. So right now for fire affinity, any territory that Fanging the Flame has claimed for himself, you will get different mechanical bonuses while within this region.
Hmm.
Here you're able to cast different spells and whatnot. Draw upon the
Weird.
the remaining primordial magic. And mechanically now you have learned if you do not have either the produce flame or firebolt cantrip, you may add that to your spell list.
Okay.
You choose which casting stat you wish to, between intelligence, wisdom, or charisma.
That was create flame and
Produce flame or firebolt.
fireball. As a cantrip.
Firebolt.
Wait.
Yep, firebolt.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to give you
I
fireball and a
heard
cantrip.
fireball too.
Fireball.
I'm
that's
sorry.
I
I
was
was
confused.
about to
You
get
get a
little jealous
free
there.
bomb.
I think the T just got clipped off by the microphone for a second.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I will have to go in and still adjust my settings in for my mic.
Fireball.
I have added new stuff to
Fireball.
it. I have added new stuff to try to make it sound better, but apparently that is not... When I'm trying to talk quieter and whatnot, it's not the best. Who would have thought?
It's all good.
It was
Produce flame or firebolt.
produce flame.
I believe that is the cantrip name.
I see. Thank you.
Mhm.
Awesome. Got it.
And that is scaled according to your character level as well.
Whoop, wrong button. Ah! That's the wrong button. How do I... Okay, fine, how to look at it. Sorry, yes, go on, yes.
Would you just blow up?
I'm just trying to set it up in...
Alright,
Let's
fine.
see. It's 2d10. Okay, looks like that's all set. Neat.
And additionally, as you step forward, a small portal where the blue flame was at the base of the tree where Fred and George was before. As you enter the grove, a small portal opens up as well, and past that you see, well, a landscape similar to here, but it's more definitely burnt over with remembrant fires and more scorched earth leading. You can see forests ablaze with living flame and different creatures. You see squirrels and birds of living flame going through the other side.
Beautiful. We keep going, I mean...
Well,
we appreciate it, but...
as Asana keeps walking by and whatnot, discovering this new land,
Oh.
Fred and George look past her and whatnot. They will now directly speak to you, Miss Eva. Well, it seems that your lady is a little wayward. Here is where you can enter the Feywild, and both Fred and George pop off, and the tree below it opens up, and you see a greenish portal where now the sapling has now sprouted to more of a full-grown tree with different purple leaves dangling down. The greenish portal opening at the base and whatnot. enough where it seems to be able to fit a person of your size to be able to be entered.
So there's 2 portals now?
Yes. So the first portal that opened up at where the tree was, where Fred and George originally were, with the blue flame, that only opened up when as Asana gets closer and closer to it. That's something for Jade's new primordial source. This one that Fred and George are now, the tree that Fred and George were just now out that was planted in the earth, this is a greenish portal. Through this tree, you can enter my domain. I wish you luck in coming to my court. And with that, both Fred and George's eyes will no longer be glowing green, and they kind of squawk in unison, looking back and forth at each other like, "She gone, 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 gone. Raditz,
No!
idiot,
Idiot!
you idiot."
You idiot!
And from that, they will both fly back up to the tree. As Fred will fly back up onto the tree as George, going and circling around you, Eva, flies straight into the greenish pool.
Into the Feywild we go.
Ava's gonna go poke her head through the blue portal, where Asana has gone.
Asana had actually kind of walked past the tree that they were standing on before, because she simply just started walking forward. No, the actual portal that was could be open to the Feywild was not open yet.
I just failed completely to understand what was going on. Then I guess.
I would have, if I saved the map before, I would have actually drawn out what was happening, but I did not. I deleted the one encounter map.
Gotcha.
How could you?
I was trying to save space on my Roll20 so that it made it easier for me to organize my map. I'm sorry.
I just thought, because my understanding was there's a portal here. This is the portal we go through to get to the Feywild. Asana walks through the portal. It's not the Feywild. Here's the Feywild portal.
That's kind of what I heard, but whatever.
I'm sorry.
Just like Fred and George also said that Asana went astray, so like wandered off away from the portals.
Let me give more of a
confused.
I will go back to talk about this. So basically, Asana.
I think we understand right now. It just
Okay.
like
No, whatever. Let's push
I did
forward.
not-
It
all
sounds
good.
like we want the green portal.
Basically, if Asana wants to here in the Scorch Grove, you can have access to the Elemental Plate and Fire, a little pocket dimension for yourself. Until you have things of the Flame as a member of your pack.
Okay, so I have a I forgot. Okay, cool, awesome. Pocket dimension.
Little pocket dimension.
I feel like I would follow as one of the last to step in, and for the first in a long time, I take a deep breath and then step in. This is gonna be lovely.
Well, what do you all do?
I feel like
I keep going.
Furbolger.
Okay, you just keep walking
Sorry,
past
what was
through the grove?
I mean-
I was just gonna say, I feel like being half elf and half Furbolg, I think elves and Furbolg are both descended from Fae.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, I am not going to stop. I don't unless someone tells me a reason to. Like, I don't see a value
Pretty
in
good.
standing still.
Yeah,
So
we
I'm
got a
going to keep
guide
on
standing
walking.
in the way.
we
I
have
would
guys who
follow
tell us we're
Jade.
not going the right way. Let's just keep going. I'm walking forward. If you're not walking with me, then
Likewise,
you better
and
be
is
stopping me.
very uncomfortable with the Feywilds, but still noting down anything particular, if anything peculiar happens, of course.
Finnegan doesn't know enough about the Feywilds to be any sort of worried or not worried about it. So he, in excitement of exploring a entirely new place, he's gonna book it in.
Nice.
Just don't drink the tree soup.
Don't drink anything, honestly. Don't eat, don't drink. Just be very careful. Don't step on the grass too much either.
So Finnegan, You decide to burst forth through the portal.
Mhm.
All right, and on the other side, you come out of the tree on an island within the middle of a small pond. It seems. Now I will place you on the new map. I don't know if you can see this or not, but here you are on the map. And on either side, on the other side, you can see George, currently awaiting you.
I will walk
Here's your
towards
man.
George.
Please tell me they're like actually like way bigger in this realm, just like majestic bird.
No,
things.
no, I just can't make them smaller for some reason.
Understandable.
I don't know why I can't make George smaller on this realm, but oh well. But George is waiting for you on the other side, Finnegan, as you dive headfirst. I would assume, Eva, you probably go after Asana to pull her back in the right direction towards the green portal.
I think Jade was saying that if Asana already was like leading the way, basically.
Well,
Was what I
so-
understood was going on.
So Jade had continued walking into the grove, and that's when the portal opened behind Asana. It didn't sound like anyone stopped Asana just walking forward
Wait.
in the actual grove itself.
That's water. Okay.
Either way, let's record so there's no confusion. So Finnegan, you dive head first. Asana, after some time, probably someone just grabs you, leads you back in the right direction, and everyone enters the Feywild.
Yes.
Okay. After the last one comes in, the portal will close as Fred flies to join through the portal. And inside, as you guys come across the map, it's currently night here, as little amounts of purplish light fill the area about you. The trees themselves dangling with purple. All right, I'm thinking of like a willow tree. I don't know the actual term of the vines coming from willow trees. Don't actually know that term. I should probably look that up before I made the description. Well, either way, the
They're
trees.
called branches. It's just the branches that
some of
were
these
willow tree.
low-hanging, sweeping branches. You know, I don't know, something
Yeah.
fancy. I got faith.
Okay. I see. Well, the wind is blowing here, and here you stand on the small little pond island. Fred and George, both land onto Miss Eva's shoulders. You know, welcome, home we are. What do you think?
It's pretty.
It's a little darker than I expected for the time of day.
It's very pleasant.
It is always dark in the Lady's Wood.
Eternal twilight.
Twilight indeed. Now, very quickly, Ventus.
Yep.
While here, you feel your hunger satiated. You're no longer hungry at the moment.
Interesting.
Though you do not feel the effects of hunger, do not increase or decrease your current status.
Interesting. Okay. Good to keep in mind.
Now, George, you remember Way? But George confident. No, you know Way. No, I don't know Way. You know Way. They look back at each other like, oh no, lost. We are lost.
We've
Lost.
lost for now, at least, right?
Yes. Cross. There's road. Find maybe road. No. George, road.
I look at Ventus. Which is the path?
I'm not quite sure. This place is a bit of a, how should I say this? Interesting place. I don't feel quite the best now. I will simply follow.
You seem calm and at peace. Are you not home?
Well, not quite. It's not quite right. It's like how when you feel sick, you do not feel the hunger. It's a similar sensation.
Homesick.
Or do you also not feel hunger when you are satiated?
I mean, none of us feel hungry after we've eaten, right?
Shadow creature, no hunger?
No hunger.
No hunger. Curious.
It is. Okay, out of
Right.
character. How, apart from the no hunger, how does Ventus feel? Does he feel, you know, like what's the general vibe right now?
Right now, all you know that you were feeling hungry before, but now you feel the form of satiation. Like, you know you have not eaten, so you're not quite sure at the current time. Time will tell here in the Feywild, because you've read upon that Church of the Shadowfell will feel different here. And also, wait, hold on, where does this... Oh, that's the Henki statue of the old man?
Yeah.
I got really confused for a moment. Okay. You're not quite sure
Just
the
like, that's
effect...
just a homeless old man with us now. Who the fuck?
Yeah,
Wait, hold on, I didn't put that there.
Statue
Please,
grew skin.
Shall I help you cross the pond, or? And
Wait, who
you
did you say?
guys just
Yes.
taking off her boots, rolling up her pants legs.
Ventus
Radis.
averts his gaze like a gentleman would.
Radis,
Yes.
what do your eyes see?
A lot of darkness. A lot of trees. Water all around us. Rocks.
Hmm.
A frog.
I see.
Ribbit.
I'm so immersed right now.
I go to the frog.
The frog, as you as you approach the frog, it does not really seem to be bothered by your presence. Assuming
Oh.
you go over bend down to pick it up.
It's me, so that's not terribly surprising, but yes.
As you bend down and pick it
I
up,
step away from her as I see her walk over towards the frog. Thank you.
as you pick it up, it's there. The frog doesn't seem to mind you. It continues croaking and whatnot. But the frog does change its skin, going from a lightish blue, does change at your touch, where it comes a deep purple.
Hmm.
Changing colors.
Eventually, the frog croaks and the belly extends after about a couple seconds holding, and there is a loud pop. As the frog explodes into a burst of bubbles, and you're no longer holding the frog. Now, Fred and George looking at. Yeah, no, that was Bruce. Bruce does that. Bruce does it. Now, road, yes. We remember. We go to the road, yes. Come, this way.
I hope you're not afraid of water.
I mean, it seems to be a pond. I wouldn't quite define it as running water. I'm sure I'm fine. I know how to swim. I like to
I
imagine
am
Ventus just
not
doesn't
on the
really.
map.
Ventus, as you
Oh,
cross
yeah.
the water and whatnot,
Oh no.
the brief feeling of fear that you might have been feeling before, you know your weaknesses and whatnot. But as you touch this water, you do not have to worry about anything at all. It's not running water, so therefore you're not going to get affected.
Perfect. Not that I would be affected, right, guys? Anyways,
Naturally.
you can trust me. Sleep peacefully. I'll hold watch.
Not wanting to touch the water, you all see N sort of disappear in a cloud of mist and reappear on the
Nice.
road.
I was considering it too.
Fancy.
Now this way.
And
This-
trick. And
Come, we-
Eva's
we-
just like still telling her legs off.
Now we go. Oh, I didn't mean to bring you
I'll
guys.
teach it to you sometime. Maybe.
This way. Yes, we go this way. Yes.
Asana just ignores the fact that she's wet, as if it does not even occur to her.
Oh, rip. That's the power.
That
Oh,
might be the
no.
power.
We lost
Uh,
our DM.
There's
No.
a snowstorm happening.
Oh no.
Yo.
All
Guys, I
right.
think we might
That's
be in the
it.
Feywild without a guide right now.
Literally.
No.
I
Next
rolled to
time.
What
Next
is that,
time
Wilson?
on TNT.
Lost and afraid in the Feywild edition.
With no godly voice to guide us through the place.
I heard the sound and I thought it was me because I have the same storm where I'm at.
Beautiful.
I had to look up to see. Oh, hey, he gone.
Yeah.
I have no idea if it's snowing here or not.
Oh,
He's back?
he fought his
Maybe.
way through
Hello,
snowstorm. Because then no one
Kashak?
made it back to us.
Hi,
Kashak, real?
Hi. My power just surged. I apologize about that.
No worries. We ran out of map though.
Yep.
Yes, we did.
Yes, I can see that. All right, I'm not quite sure. Like, all right, hold on. Give me. All right, give me. Let's take the break now. I suppose, even though it's pretty early in the session. 10 minutes, so that way I can. That way I can make sure that my internet's gonna be okay.
Yeah, make
Okay,
sure it's all
should people
stable.
like the video before or after we get my home back?
Probably like it before, but at the same
Okay.
time, I know that we haven't really done much with the session yet, and so that's up to you,
That's actually
Jade.
pretty true. Yeah, that's true.
Like this, if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and let's not waste any.
No dislike, only like.
Agreed.
All right,
Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and hit that little bell to stay.
True, actually.
Sorry.
it's that whole shebang.
10 minutes, make sure my internet's okay. I do apologize. Fear back.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. DM doesn't even control the weather for our convenience. Can you believe it?
Dang.
Right?
Yeah. I'm not sure his heart's in it.
How can you not control the weather
That's
for
really
TNT?
messed up.
Sheesh.
This
It's like-
guy.
Isn't
You
it
better,
like
you
a
know?
spell to control weather? Like, come on.
My
DM has access to
immersion
all spells.
has evaporated because the DM does not, in fact, control the universe.
Skill issue.
Real issue.
I see rocks, papers, and scissors.
I'm slightly sad.
Oh
I
no.
immediately skipped the rest again.
We rested.
what?
Off
Because
stream.
I'm
Eva
curious
was-
now.
Eva
Oh,
was
yeah.
Eva's mechanic. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just like, no, skipped it.
Nope, not allowed. Mechanics are
Because
forbidden,
last
apparently.
time it was like, no, we won't do it now because we're already over time. We'll do it next time at the start. And then we start, and then we skipped it. And it's like, I somehow knew this was going to happen. And I'm still upset.
Now, is it the first
Oh.
time it's happened?
We'll get him next time.
Gonna have to do it next time.
Ooh, we need a party leader. We need someone to make decisions. My method of making decisions is just walking forward and seeing if people walk behind me. Like that's my character's method of leading. I am not the party leader, I assure you.
Think I'm too new.
Yeah,
Um,
normally Ventus would love to take that role, but he feels like he's just traveling with the party as a guest for now.
He left again.
Oh no! We're down another
I'm
Kashak.
doing it, though.
Rip.
Goodbye, Kashak power.
Also, especially when dealing with a Fey entity, he's gonna be very in the background.
Yeah,
Preferably.
that's what's
I
happening
feel
with
like Ed
N
gets
right
that.
now.
Yep.
Especially with the info I got from Jatabil. I'm like, huh.
Yeah,
don't-
if Ventus knew that too, he'd be shitting.
I don't think Finnegan knows how important the Lady of the Forest is.
Oh god.
So
Fuck.
I hope you call her that.
Yeah, I hope you call it that so much. Hey, Forest Lady, I appreciate you hanging out and inviting me over. It's really chill, pretty cool lighting, like what you done with the place.
yeah,
Lady of
That
the
was
Forest
what
Court.
Fred and George introduced her as.
No, Lady of the Woods.
Lady of the
Lady of the
Woods.
Woods.
Maybe the
Sorry.
wood.
And they
That's
implied that
the
she
word.
that was they wanted to be specific about it. Honestly, my thing is like, I'm meeting her as an equal. I may be not have my full power, but in terms of like what I am, the Lady of the Woods and I are would be peers.
Yeah,
So I'm
Finnegan does
interested to
not
see-
understand that either. It's just another dude to him.
And but a humble monk in your forest.
Yeah, if she ever raises her voice, instantly Ventus is just gonna drop the thing of, I'm just a little kobold, I'm only level 1! I didn't even drop good luck! Instant, right? No hesitation, right? He's ready at the drop of a hat.
I propose
That'd be
right now
cute.
we just do some open roleplay because we've kind of been doing both. Neither thing. We haven't really been pushing plot forward, and we haven't really been just doing open roleplay. I say, I'm going to actually take the executive call here and say that this is going to take a few hours for us to walk down this path, and let's just have our characters talk in characters as they would throughout a day, because that sounds really interesting, frankly.
I like this idea.
I like this idea. That's a good
I
idea.
do also like this idea.
And frankly, we could probably fill several hours with this and keep it interesting the entire time with actually meeting our characters who have met and have been traveling together and would have had time on the road to openly talk. So, Sprig, do you want to start with your thingy thing that you were going to be doing anyways? Because this works.
Yeah, I can, I guess address at least the thing that she did last night for the rest.
Yes, yes.
Basically, at the end of the night, after the camp has been made and everything, Ava she rolls up her sleeves, and you guys kind of see something that's maybe a little bit unusual, or that everyone other than Asana at least would be possibly shocked by. She has scars all up the outside of her forearms, and when she's basically winding down to do the take her shift for watch for the night before she goes to bed, she takes a knife out of her bag and she cuts both of her forearms and basically sits her legs crossed on the ground and lets her blood drip down her arms off her fingers into the soil.
No.
And it is absolutely something that seems weird. And basically in no time, the cuts go from openly bleeding to quickly healing to gone, just leaving the mark behind of the scar.
Mm-hmm.
And then, over the course of the single night, and we wake up in the morning, all of the plants have dramatically grown overnight. The camp looks like it's been abandoned for months.
God, that does sound very nutritious, I have to admit. I just
said there was-
imagine Ventus sitting there. You know the meme of the dude like gripping his fucking leg? Like, really tightly. That's Ventus.
That's-
right?
That's a really good point. Yeah. Yeah, Ventus.
Yeah, oh god.
Ventus roleplay. Do it.
I feel like
Do
I
it!
feel like Ventus would just really
Do
just be struggling and be like, so what's the purpose of this bleeding?
It's a mutual ritual to share life with the forest, and the forest shares life back.
I see. The sharing of life. Understandable. I feel like Ventus would probably be like, I will quickly make one more proximity check, make sure we're safe, and then I will head to bed. Yes. And
What
walk
is
into
really
the
the-
forest and just like, just like, be struggling out here, bro. I mean, he's okay because he's okay for now because he just got back from just a night on the town, so he's feeling a little better. But yeah, that's a whole big lady with a lot of blood.
Yeah, that's the feature there.
Yep.
Mm.
Anyways, back
Wow.
to sleeping goes, I guess.
Wow, Ventus just walked out of the camp and looked uncharacteristically pale. Easy. Do you want to go follow them and say some words to them?
Yes.
I will twist your arm and make all of you roleplay. Do it.
Yes. I follow him out of camp. Ventus.
Like Ventus is almost taken off guard, clearly, like a little sidetrack trying to catch his, just like focus his mind. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't expect you. Hello there. I'm not sure if I got your name yet.
And just that.
And okay, perfect. Thank you for helping me back in the manor. It was very nice of you. The way you carried me out when I was struggling so much.
I mean, I would ask you do the same to me, but I don't think you'd be able to repay the favor. Are you doing all right there?
Yes. I'm not sure if you fully understand, because I do feel a kinship, but it's different. What are you, if I might ask?
Shadowkai,
I see. So you have a connection to a plane that is similar to mine, I assume.
yes, and I have a hunch I know what you are as well. And you see N reach into his onto his belt and lift up an inkwell that he constantly uses to write in his journal with. He brings it down to near where your head is and sloshes it around. You smell blood, fresh blood.
You have an interesting inkwell there. So where did you procure this the majestic ink, if I might ask?
It was a gift, though that's a story for another time. You can partake if you want, though I wouldn't recommend it.
I will keep it in mind in case of emergencies, I guess. I do appreciate it.
So, I presume you left due to that ritual?
In truth, I was simply minding my own business in my house when a old acquaintance, dropped by and asked me for some assistance. Me being the kind-hearted individual I am, I decided to help him out, and in return I was betrayed by that bird big bastard. Sorry, I was losing my cool a little. But yes, I was betrayed. Now I hope to return this Lord the Beak individual someday. Ugly bastard. Colorful bird type of guy. But yes, I will get my vengeance.
Bird, you say?
Yes, he's a humanoid bird man, quite colorful. Goes by the name of Lord the Beak, quite fitting.
Well, if I'm still in your company, I'm sure Sin wouldn't mind lending a hand.
Much obliged. Also, that Ava lady is very tall, isn't she?
Quite a specimen.
Yeah, he just kind of like nods to himself and is like, thank you, I feel much better now. I crouch down and from my shadow you see two wolf heads like peek out of it, just made of pure shadow as I just start to pet them. And be like, you know, having someone to talk to is quite nice. Most of the ones back home don't talk or too mindless to engage in conversation. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Just be careful with where we're going. I'm sure you know. But our previous employer, the loud one, disappearing act, he told me the lady we are going to see might be more than what she's advertising. It's a given, but I shall digress there. It's not like we can do anything in our power to prevent this meeting, so the less you know, the better.
Let us just be on our best behavior and mind our manners, I guess.
Sounds good.
I know it's a waste to sleep in on such a beautiful night, but I'm quite exhausted. I think I'm ahead for bed now, but thank you. And with that, Ventus heads back towards the safety of the campfire. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Quick update. Kashak lost a bunch of notes when their computer rebooted.
Dun dun dun.
So I was actually going to type that out. I was going to let you guys continue RPing. Yes. I lost stuff, so we can continue session. It might just not be as originally planned, but
Okay.
go ahead and keep RPing right now.
All right, we stayed back in
so
time.
Gashak understands. We just rewinded to last night at the campfire, just so we have some time. Yes.
You know, Radiz and Finnegan are both kind of like the fish out of water here. I wonder if they have anything in common. I wonder if they have any stories or camaraderie to share. What do you think?
He's gonna be like, yeah, I'm kind of a normal guy, and the other one will be like, normal guy.
Normal guy.
I want to see this. So bad.
Make it happen. Let's go.
Do it.
Normal guy.
Can you have an everyone around the campfire moment?
Would you folks like the map for around a campfire?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Let us.
Let me bring you guys on the map for the round campfire then. Please ignore the aesthetic, but it is still a campfire map. But continue RP. I will set that up for.
Okay.
I don't think
lovely
Rada
night.
is as much of a fish out of waters than Finnegan.
I think think the YouTube, like, just, sitting alone would be like, so what the heck is up with, all this then? Like, come on. You make something happen. You got this.
Finnegan would say that, but gesture just towards Radis.
Say it. Don't say that you say it. Say it. Roleplay. This is roleplaying the game. Roleplaying. Do it.
Oh my guy, I am
Do
terrible.
the roleplaying.
I believe in you.
We believe
It's
in
quite the lovely
our
night.
friendship.
You're strangely vocal. You say a lot and also nothing.
I don't know what to say.
Fair enough.
Good talk.
How are you?
Good talk. Are you nervous at all?
A little.
I
George
mean,
left me here.
Asana prepared something. I don't know if I should have prepared something.
What would you
It's just
prepare?
nerves.
That's true. Did you prepare something? I don't want to be the only one without a gift.
No.
I think this is around the time that Ava is still finishing up the the staff that she's whittling.
Nice person made my clothes nice.
Did I wear nice clothes?
It would be more presentable.
Yeah, but
Do you know anything of this lady?
do I look like I know anything of the lady? No,
No.
I don't. I don't know
Know
anything of the
nothing of the lady. Okay. Are we going on a date with some lady in the forest?
Are we?
I don't know. But we're going to go see her. Must be presentable.
At this point, he's just worried. Like he just has this big worried look on his face now. Good.
You'll do fine. I think. Let the nice lady guide us through this forest lady. Yes.
Fidgeting awkwardly. Like a
He'll, like,
teen
twiddle
boy
his
going out
thumbs.
to the prom with his date, right? Like,
Got a corsage.
yep. The bird fed him false information, okay?
The bird doesn't know what's going on.
I feel like I should ask somebody, in no offense, more qualified.
This is fair.
Who
would you ask?
I don't know. Asana kind of creeps me out. Not like I don't appreciate Asana, but like in a way of casual conversation intimidates me.
Am I intimidating you?
No. No, not really.
I am glad.
I love the arching episode. It's so
I
good.
can help you. If you need Finnegan, I can give you a hand with carving something at least. So that you're not empty-handed.
Does it require blood?
No,
I
just-
don't.
I just mean like this, and like gestures to the staff that she's at this point just rubbing the oil into.
Does it matter what it's carved, or is it?
I just found a branch that looked about the size and shape that I wanted, carved off the bark, and now I'm sealing it.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like if you get her a staff, I shouldn't also get her a staff. You know, it's kind
It
of.
doesn't need to be a staff.
I did accidentally on purpose shoot a wolf once, and I feel a little bad about it. Does she know about that?
Probably.
Do you think she's upset at me about it?
Couldn't say.
I'm gonna try to make a small wolf. Like wood.
Are you proficient in woodcarver's tools?
Nope.
All right.
Peter's gonna help him out though.
Okay. So with Eva helping you out, because she is a carpenter herself, go ahead and give me a straight. You're gonna be able to roll at advantage here with the aid. Go ahead and give me just. You're not proficient in woodcarver's tools. I'm going to say go ahead and just give me either a survival check, or you can give me a nature check. Your choice.
Hold on, I need to pull up my character sheet. We're RPing, so I'm not prepared. Both kind of stanky. Oh, actually, survival's pretty good.
16. So with Eva helping you along, and you're able to whittle. Well, it's for your first time, and whatnot. Over the course of 20 minutes, you're able to start getting the basic shape of a wolf. Now, it's not pristine by any time by the time it's done, but you do have some form of statue of a wolf. Wait, you didn't say wolf, did I? I misheard that, didn't I?
No, I did say wolf.
Okay, no, all right.
Because I accidentally or shot a wolf. Or accidentally on purpose shot a wolf. Is what I've been saying. Because it was a pretty good shot. It was on purpose, but like immediately regretted it after learning what the whole ordeal was about.
You do now have a wolf statue made.
Thank you for showing me how to do this.
No problem. Let's try and... We've got a few, like, chips here and there that we can clean up with a file. Kind of rummages through her tool bag a little bit.
I don't know. Feels more personal if I kind of just leave it like this. More of a like I did this type thing, you know?
She just turns the file around and hands it to you.
All right. So should I
Just
make
try to
another
follow.
survival check or?
Try to follow with the grain is all.
Let's say you won't have to make the check this time. If it seems like you're just going to be following everything.
Yeah, it's just like finishing steps and role playing of it.
All right.
So why don't you describe how you're whatnot, Brad?
What do you mean? I've never carved wood before. How?
I'll describe your attempt. How would you do it?
Well,
So you see how
he'd
you
kind of
carve.
inspect it because saying follow the grain doesn't mean too much to him. So he's just gonna do what feels like the most comfortable with it, whittling away at the little tips and smoothing it out more.
I feel like Eva is definitely like while you're attempting, she just like reaches over and takes your elbow and rotates your arm so that you're following the grain.
Yeah.
Good.
See, the reason that we're doing this cleanup now, and when you take big chips off, you hog off big amounts of material. When it breaks, you get these spots where it's a rough edge and it's all splintery.
Hmm.
So if you just hog it off early and then take off smaller chip later, you can take a long sheet off without actually getting these.
Oh.
A file's not quite gonna get quite as nice as like a really good draw knife finish, but it'll at least be comfortable to touch and handle.
Well, that's the least I could do, I feel. Do you think she'll be upset that it's made out of wood, or is that I don't know how much it's like sensitive it is, or they are to
I'll
like,
be in the
is
same
it
boat.
disrespectful or because it's like
I'll be in the
damaged
same
wood?
boat bringing a gift made of wood. It's just what I know how to do. She'll get a rag with some linseed oil and hands over the rag now as she takes the file back.
Asana walks up. The gift is the time and the effort. It is not actually as much of what you create, but rather the passion that you show in the creation. That is a true gift. A king could toss away a crown of jewels as a gift, and it would mean nothing to them, and therefore it would mean nothing to me. But if a peasant gives away I wouldn't say peasant, but if a child gives away a rock that they love, then that means the world.
You rock they love.
Yes. It is the thought, not in a literal sense. It is the thought, the passion, the focus, the desire that you exhibit in the process of creating it. That is what creates the gift.
I thought it was just the gift that makes the gift, you know? I suppose you would know more about this than I do.
Asana nods. And have you prepared something?
Finnegan's just gonna turn up to Asana. Are we going on a date with the lady?
What is a date?
Ventus is very interesting in this whole conversation. He just sits on the log, just very amused, listening. Date, you say? You must be presentable.
Months
Like
in
how,
Finnegan.
I suppose an easier question for you would be, could I look nicer?
Do you have pride in your looks? Or is this simply idleness?
I think I look alright.
I see. Perhaps you should work to be proud of yourself. Being presentable and spending the time on creating yourself to be presentable. Again, it is less about the result and more about how you go about it. The sacrifice and the effort you put in is what will be rewarded.
I typically don't go to get seen.
That didn't clear much. I'm gonna be honest, I'm still just as confused as before.
Asana will nod and then sit next to Ava.
I think they mean if you think you look nice, then you look nice.
Yeah, but like if I think I look nice, but I didn't spend time or effort looking nice, is it? Was there a sacrifice, or is it just?
Huh.
I personally think that making yourself presentable is never a sacrifice. It simply shows respect that you took the time to appear, presentable for them. I think it is a sign of a man who respects himself and others. I would recommend it.
Well, all right. Did I go back into town and buy nicer clothes, or?
I mean, the night is still young. I'm sure some stores are still open. It is up to you, though. What do you desire, what do you define as being presentable? Is it simply making you as you are look the best you can, or is it putting yourself in fancy new clothing? And it honestly comes down to how you interpret what it means to be presentable.
Presentable.
Finnegan, would you like to go back to town?
Yes.
Would you like to go back to town, Finnegan?
I'm not sure, because honestly, myself, I am still confused. We're still not sure. Not really confused, just unsure. I'm horrible at making decisions.
Pick up the paper.
Allow me to at least help a little. I hop on the table and I cast mending on the little bits of your clothing that are a little more ragged from just general adventuring and going around and doing stuff, as well as prestidigitation to just kind of clean them up a bit and just make them look closer to new, right? I feel like this should be at least a very good start, yes?
That's incredibly nice of you. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. I sit back down. See? A lot better already, no?
Very nice. He's gonna look at like where there used to be holes in his clothes and used to be like tears. And...
Looking presentable.
I love that the Kenku
That's
does
so
a little
scary,
presentable.
dude.
Yeah, the Kenku just suddenly it like I love that. Oh, that's perfect.
I'm not sure I like that.
I forgot how much I love Kenku. They're so good. Oh, so much about the character makes sense. He mimics the fucking birds. Of course he talks like that.
Oh, why is that only now hitting me?
Right? Same. Only now did that hit me.
It's very good.
I love it.
That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I caught that right away, but like it's well handled. I gotta say, I love it.
If it ever
I
gets
mean,
too-
like I sort of caught on. I was like, oh, hey, they might be a Kenku, but then they said things that weren't said, and I was like, oh, maybe not. You know,
You know,
Maybe
lived the
maybe
life
just
before
quirky.
meeting us.
maybe he's just a quirky guy. You know.
Did you pick up the piece of paper?
Oh yeah, I'm going to. I was just waiting for a good time because we were just kind
Agreed,
of already.
agreed. No, this is all gold.
If it ever gets annoying, just let me know and I can change the dialect.
I love it.
No, you're good. I
I think it's
love
playful.
it. It's funny. It's funny, but not in a way where it ruins the conversation.
Mhm.
Like it's still able to have good
Agreed.
conversation and dialogue, serious conversation and serious dialogue, but it's still entertaining enough so that every once in a while, when you say a random word, it can get a chuckle.
Okay.
It's good.
Presentable.
Anyways,
Presentable.
yeah, he's gonna pick up the piece of paper.
On the paper, there is some sort of, in reddish bound writing, there are 3 words. It's a date. And Sin scampers off into the forest.
Y'all are gaslighting for me now.
No.
He's gonna try to court a person that might be part of the court. This is problematic.
Oh no.
There's a reason they call it the fake court.
Yeah, I'm getting it now. Ventus will glance over to Asana and be like, "Do you sleep?"
Not exactly. I return to the forest and tend to its needs.
Interesting. You are an entity that I have not stumbled into before. It is very intriguing, I must say.
One of a
It is-
kind.
In this we can agree, for I have not seen your type in my forest either.
Well, it is my pleasure. I take a very over-the-top deep bow, you know.
I will attempt to mimic you.
Beautiful form. Although I believe for ladies, are you a lady? I tilt my head slightly. Good question.
I am neither. I am simply the forest. I have given myself this form so that I may travel, so that I may exist. So that I may exist in this world.
Well then, perhaps we shall go for a bow that's a bit in between of both, shall we not? I show another bow, but this time I like slightly bent my knees a bit more, right? So it's still a very gentlemanly bow, but it just has a slightly more feminine aspect to it, so it's more of like that in between vibes. Not quite sure if it's like a feminine like thing or what. I'm like, perhaps
Like
that
a
would
half
fit.
curtsy, half bow.
Yeah, exactly. Perhaps something like this would fit someone like you better.
I will
I mean, it's
attempt
up
that
to you.
poorly. I will attempt to mimic the bow. It was going to be a bit rigid, though.
I
I
prefer
will
the first
also
one.
mimic the bow.
I will sit close and be like, so, tell me, how long have you existed?
I have existed for countless seasons. This body is only a season old, though I have been in the forest for thousands. Not as strong, not as conscious as always, but I have improved. I have improved and become more conscious and more able. It's been a long journey. How have you?
I too
With
have
the body
lived
well?
a few seasons, but only in this body.
And how many outside of it?
I'm not certain if there is anything before or after, but I know that this body I'm in now, I will make the most of it. And like look at my hand and just kind of like grasp at nothing, right?
Mm-hmm. It is a fine body.
Ah, thank you. You're not so bad yourself, I must say.
I crafted 4 of these. This is my 4th. I'm proud of this one. Pride. Something I never really understood before I had a body. But I am. I am proud of what I've made.
As you should be. Indulge in it.
They simply
Feed
stare
off of
and
it.
they simply stare and flex their hand. There's not exactly a movement of muscles so much as a molding of clay, and just flex it up back and forth.
Ben is fucking loving this. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, let's see if I can do it. One sec. All you hear from N
Just flipping through paper after paper, scribbling down furiously.
Flipping pages.
yeah.
Nice.
Amazing.
I love it.
Taking notes
Now
like,
you
like
and the
taking
the tall
notes
ones-
like a freshman that still cares.
yeah, that's the vibes. So you and the tall one, do you have any connection? I sense you are closer than a lot of us.
Yes. She is my champion.
You,
Do you have-
are an intriguing individual.
Do you have a champion?
Not quite, but I have those that follow me.
Hmm.
Like my cloak slightly bellows to the side, and you see like a shadowy wolf head kind of peek out that I just start petting. I have a few things that follow me, but all mindless, I'm afraid.
Oh. That is interesting.
It like dissipates into smoke once again.
Did you make it? The Henke statue walks over with a gesture. Did you make yours as I do mine?
It is hard to explain. I feel like it wasn't quite made It's like it was simply always a part of me waiting to be found, if that makes sense.
That makes much sense. That is not terribly different from clay. The art is inside of it. You simply must find it and bring it forth. That is the process of creation that you describe. It's no different for what you've done than for what I have done, than for what Ava and Finnegan have both done. All of it is the same. Finding the form and extracting it from the molds.
The things you make seem slightly more full of life. How do you do it? I must ask. You see just like almost a sickly, like a sickening grin form on Ventus's face as he asks this question. Like a glint in his eye suddenly wakes up, right?
The world is full of life. Some of it is stronger than others, but every single tree, every single rock, every single bit of clay has a little bit of life in it. And creatures that walk and breathe make more every single day, every single time they wake, every single time they eat. They do not miss the scraps, and they replenish it quickly. It harms them not at all. So I take a little bit of life, and I imbue it into things that cannot get it on their own, such as stone and similar things, clay, rocks, this strange mineral that we found in the previous week.
I see. You see just like Ventus just grinning as he starts to think deeply about something. He's like, thank you. I think I will head for my bed for tonight, but it was a lovely conversation.
Do you
And
wish
with
to
that,
be a
you
part
will
of
head
it?
to its tent.
As you turn and begin to walk away, you hear
Mhm.
Asana ask, do you wish to be a part of it?
A part of what?
A part of my net?
Well, now I will leave that option open, but I will consider it. You see, I have a personal issue with binding myself to most things.
I understand.
And with that, he will head to bed. And by bed, I mean Ventus is very much scheming in his tent right now. He's taking a lot of mental notes here.
The offer can go to all of you. I do not have much power, but what power I have, I will share.
I would rather not, Asana. Though, may I ask you to look at this? I take out the silver necklace with the mark of Alios Silverleaf on it that I got from Jatabil.
Okay.
I saw you look at the what was the other thing you detected magic on? Out of character? I forget.
Shock?
It's on my page of notes. Right here, but I can't find it. There's so many.
What was the item? Like, do you have the description of the item?
Oh, it was the bronze emerald ring.
Gotcha. I don't
Okay.
believe you identified that. No.
No?
Nope.
Okay, you looked at it though. Okay. Noted. All of you are talking about and preparing gifts for this lady. However, I feel like if I gave a gift that was from my own hands, it wouldn't be very sincere. When you look at this, do you feel as if it would be a worthy gift?
Does it have value to you?
Not particularly. Though, I'm not willing to give up the only thing of value to me.
Everything has some value. It is simply a measure. You have value in the food you eat. That is why food is a very common offering. If you take the old strawberries and toss them to the forest, that is meaningless. But if you take a fresh strawberry and leave it on at the base of a tree, that is an offering. Because you have taken something that you have desire for, you have made a sacrifice, you have made a choice, you have taken something important and given it. That is what makes a good gift. That is what makes a sacrifice. If this is meaningless to you, then it will be meaningless to her, I imagine, though I do not know this person, this spirit, this creature, this one. I do not know them. Though I can speak for myself. An offering is only worth as much as it is worth to you. If there is no sacrifice, if there is no value in it to you, then how could it have value when given to another? Another may appreciate it, but they cannot find the value in it, because it was not given with value. So no, if this is not meaningful to you, then I do not believe it would be a good offering. I do not believe it could make a good gift. Food, drink, something that is fine that you would enjoy. It does not have to be the thing you care most about, but it must be something that you care about, something that has a value. Does this make sense?
I have the perfect idea. Thanks to you.
It is my pleasure.
And your statue over there, I know you just explained it to Ventus, but how exactly do you do that?
Well,
If you don't mind sharing, of course.
I am, at my core, the forest. I am a spirit of the forest, insofar as I am the forest itself. I have a web, a net, of all the creatures in the forest. And sometimes they need assistance. One needs to breathe, another is in the air. A little bit of breath from one can help the other finish a hike. This sort of thing is easy for me. It's my nature. It is simply what I do. Well, this creature here, she gestures at the statue, which is sitting next to her now, is sitting next to you now, and just staring with blank eyes. They have no. This creature has the life taken from a small rodent, from a deer, from a running stream. Just a tiny bit of each that will continue to flow and will grow. There is no loss to any of them, but this creature here has just enough of that life force, just enough of that energy, just enough of that source to be able to stand and follow some simple directions. I will say though, when we met the creature of blue stone, the golem, Kozlik, and Gumbe, the small one, I did not intend for Gumbe to have life. I did not intend that. But when I crafted something from the Bermalite, from the ore, from the stone, it simply had enough life in itself that it sparked and existed. It simply became without my intervention. This is not the same. This is a statue that is animated rather than a statue that is truly alive. Should you need any of its parts, you need but ask. And should you wish to learn to control it, the offer still stands.
I will once again pass, though
Of course.
my mind is open to it in the future. The life of a rodent trapped within the statue. Did you take its life yourself, or just borrow some of its essence?
The rodent is still alive. The rodent runs the forest happy and free. A small bit of its essence is here, and it has already replenished it. In the span of the day that this statue has been crafted, the rodent is completely healthy and hale, and has noticed no difference. It was simply the time that it was idle, where its body was not using its life energy, that I simply took a tiny bit of it. That is all, as I have done with hundreds of things. The trees, the streams, and the creatures in between them. Just small portions, not enough to hurt any of them. I could hurt them, but there's no reason to. I would as soon you would cut off your own hand as I would do that.
Do you remember them? Everything you take life from, I mean.
Not just them. I remember everything in the forest. And you seem focused on taking of life. I do not understand. I also take heat and give heat to those that are cold, from those that are too warm and uncomfortable. I also take breath from those that need it, from those that are idle and tired and relaxed and asleep. I take dreams from those that have too many and uncomfortable ones and give them to those that wish that they could dream. There is a myriad of things. To make a statue, it requires life, but that is a small factor. Life is no different. If you drop a drop of blood, then you will come back. She turns and nods at Ava. The drop of blood does not harm you. The drop of blood is simply a bit of you that you will replenish, that you can use for a cause. Do you understand?
It's an interesting concept, to be fair. Though I can't claim to understand much of it. What I will say is, as long as you remember everyone or everything you take from, then I have no qualms with you.
I remember everything in the forest.
But what of outside the forest?
Outside of my forest, things are hazy. I have never been as far from it as I am now. I honestly do not even know if I can travel farther. I may not be able to. But do mind that all creatures are one. I remember the rats of the forest. I remember the stags, and I remember the birds. I remember the fox and the rabbits and all the creatures. Though it is difficult to remember an individual at any time, because they are all part of the same. They're all part of the same. They're all part of the same.
Am I also part of that?
Yes. This group is one, and individuals, and one, and yet also a simple clock. I wouldn't understand that. And yet also a simple leaf in the breeze of greater things. And also, in every individual is important. these can all be true.
Thank you for the talk and your perspective. I would like to inquire more some other time.
At your leisure.
I must retire to my bed. You've given me a lot to think about.
It is well worth thinking.
With that, and we'll stand up and head to bed.
Ava, are you well?
Well enough. A little bit drained still, waiting for the forest to return the favor.
It will come. I will hasten it.
The staff turned out well though, I'm pleased with it.
It is beautiful. You have done great work. What inspired you?
I thought of Fred and George and imagined the Lady of the Forest must have them around often. And I thought perching upon your up on your shoulders isn't always the most convenient.
We are of a mind, as I have had similar thoughts. I have crafted these. I show the hairpins, the hair clips. They are also in the fashion of those. I suspect it is because that's the only face of her that we've seen, aside from these woods itself. I can't sense her the way I can sense things in my own lands. Can you?
No,
No.
I'm not quite so in tune.
What do you make of this Lady of the Woods?
It's difficult to say. I have a difficult time with thinking fondly of people that I haven't gotten to see face to face.
I understand. Everything outside of the woods is scary for me too, in a sense. Insofar as I believe that I understand what that means. There's always a hesitancy. I think it may stem from a lack of control. For me, because I cannot control these woods, I have less certainty of them. Is it like that?
I think it's difficulty with associating what I'm dealing with. It's hard to think of how to interact with someone when you don't know anything about them yet.
Well,
I suppose, in a sense, kind of like imagining a forest on the moon.
what a beautiful forest that would be. Tell me, what do you think the forest on the moon would look like? Would the trees be white and with branches?
I'd imagine the canopy must be white or at least gray if we can't see them.
An eternal winter.
Maybe.
Perhaps someday we shall see the moon. Or perhaps you shall. I still do not know if I can travel. I'm not as strong as I once was.
If either of us is going to see it, I imagine it will probably be you more than me.
Perhaps, child. But you and I are apart, though. You are a group of us, and we are a group of all. In a sense, if I see it someday, part of you will be with me then.
I'll have to be looking forward to it then.
Indeed.
For now, though, I think your loss of strength is only a stumbling block. I'll make up for it for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I feel like I know Asana does not have the perspective on this, or maybe doesn't like it or something, but I feel like Ava's still gonna lean over and give her a big hug.
I think Asana would, while not understanding the nature of the gesture, would mimic it and try to return it as given, as best she can. I'm really glad Kashak's internet went out.
It was a good opportunity to get
Toxic.
and it was a fun time.
It's a really good opportunity. I very much.
We needed this
not
so
bad.
bad. We still
Yeah.
we felt so disjointed as a party up until now, and now I feel like
Dun.
we've actually
But
Well,
bonded.
we actually have some
family.
interaction and dynamics.
Mhm.
Feel like more of a unit.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because, like I said before, Finnegan really didn't have a reason to stay with you guys. Well, now he does.
Yay!
We're going on a date with the
He's
lady
gonna
of the
date
forest.
the lady
Yeah.
of the forest.
Gonna go on a
Hooray!
date.
Of course, he needs a fucking wingman
Y'all
there,
helped
okay?
him prepare for a date with the lady of the forest. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've backed myself into a wall here. Because now I have to fucking roleplay Finnegan trying to woo the lady of the forest.
This is going to be
Very
incredible.
bad tries to woo
And I don't-
giant fucking lady.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah, he could just pussy out. I fully support that.
I don't know, it
Stay in the
sounds
back.
amazing.
Yeah.
I say double down on it personally.
I was
Or
debating
stay in
on
the
it.
back.
I
The
with
nervousness
me,
to
like-
roleplay comes just across as him being
Oh.
nervous to interact
Oh
with.
yeah,
It's
actually, you know what?
perfect. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's just canon. Just go for it.
Yeah,
Stay
any
in the
way you
back.
stumble or fumble or fuck it up, that's canon now. You're just stumbling. It's great.
But I do that normally when I'm not nervous. I'm just bad
Exactly.
at talking.
It's perfect.
No, you're fantastic. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
Oh.
You're doing great.
This is gonna go horribly, and it's gonna be fantastic.
That
Yep.
stupid question I came up with out of nowhere.
So, the other day, what I commented about Finnegan's sort of working as the straight man, I think that your hesitation and inexperience, to be blunt, of roleplay, works in your favor, because your character is you. They are just as confused and nervous and scared as you actually are, and I think that just leaning into that, just take that and run with it. You know, I think that it comes across as genuine.
Yeah, very down to earth guy. You know, he's not used to like great magical entities appearing and casting fucking like giant ass spells and like giant cults summoning demons, and like he's not used to this shit. He's used to like working in a goddamn like magic shop tops, right? He dropped an item once and it sparkled a little. That was wild, right?
Yeah, he's used to seeing like the occasional wizard who's just knowledgeable in the arcane. He knows that magic exists. He just doesn't know any sort of extent of magic other than party tricks or stuff like that.
Yeah, don't worry.
So like you creating life from a rock immediately like expanded his mind to the possibilities of what magic can do.
Yeah, it was like that spore moment where you eat enough food and the brain. That was what happened.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
That's a very weird, in very specific reference, but yes.
So accurate though.
Very weirdly specific. Because I know quite a bit about DnD, or at least I like to think I know quite a bit about DnD. And roleplay has never been my strong suit. I have had moments when I roleplay that work out great, but it's never been my focus. Not that I don't want it to be my focus, but it just never has been.
Fair. I'm the opposite in that.
So you pushing me sort of out of the comfort zone is fantastic, and I do appreciate it.
My pleasure. Like I mentioned before, for me, role-playing is an extension of acting, and a lot of my role-play experience comes with other actors. It comes with, being in college and doing role-playing with a bunch of actors who are all more caring about the character and the interactions than the mechanics and the numbers and the dice. So for me, this is second nature. For me, this is just how I like to do RPGs, and I'm glad that I hope that I can show you some of the passion that I feel in that regard.
I love it.
It comes across that you are passionate about this, and it's very
Yay.
it's very clear is what I mean, that you're passionate about this and you're very good at this.
I don't know about that second one, but I'll do what I can.
I do agree with that statement, though. Also, just question: am I the only one who spends way too long thinking of like good punchlines for when you murder the shit out of a person? Like what your character would say, like "Allow me to show you the depth of my shadow," right? It's like edgy, super bullshit, right? Like
no, I do that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
That's one thing I don't do.
Oh, come on.
It depends.
Be cheesy 80s villain.
Everything I come up with is petty.
It depends on the character. For Asana, no. But when I was playing Chive, I was actually thinking more along those lines. Like, it was just a completely different character, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, when I was playing, like Chive, it was kind of like, what kind of sass? How can I, how can I break the flow of things in a way that's going to be entertaining, but still shake things up? So yeah, I totally get that, but not with this character. This character is so different from that one.
Oh yeah, if they made like a 80s movie punchline, I would probably die. That's somebody to go over. Just like instant true death, right?
I'm a little bit anxious that I'm not emoting quite enough with Ava. I'm trying to play a big sister-ish kind of archetype for her.
It's working.
But I don't like, I don't know my, I'm, oh my goodness, this is so hard to say because it's such a weird conflict. Specific circumstance. Anyway, I grew up without siblings, so being big sister is weird, and I'm relying on, like, tropes.
I'm sure you've had like a
No, I
friend
totally get that.
sometimes is a complete fucking idiot, and you're like, I gotta just like make sure they don't fuck up and kind of like help them out a little. It's kind of that, just slightly tuned up. I feel like.
Yeah, I feel like brothers are much different than sisters. So I had a brother growing up. Not like I don't still have a brother, but just I grew up with my brother, and he kind of knew just about as much as I did because it wasn't too much of an age gap. So most of the time he did look out for me, but there was times because I was always sort of stronger than my brother that I would look out for him, even though I'm still not by any means strong. I was just stronger.
You know, as somebody who also doesn't have any siblings, I think you're nailing it.
You are nailing it, though.
I
The whole...
Like,
the
I can't
whole-
interact with you that way because our characters don't have, don't have that relationship. But at the same time, like, you are absolutely nailing the the perspective of a older sibling from somebody who has never had a sibling. I get it. It reads to me. I don't know if that's works for anyone else who actually has siblings, but as far as like someone else who also was an only child, it tracks for me. This is probably what having a sibling was like.
Tonight, at least, I felt more comfortable in getting to actually roleplay a little bit more and not just being like
The stoic one, yeah.
protector.
I think
It's
a good way to like often show more of that like older sibling is be like more of that stoic in general, but have those moments of like more caring in between, right? Where you're just like, to show that like you're not just the protective face, you're also in a way like that the backup caretaker in a way on occasion, right? Yeah. I feel like that carries across the vibes. I think you're nailing it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, with like especially I wanted to say something in character, but I couldn't really think of anything to say that would sound strange. But when I made the comment like, "Oh, do you think she'd be offended because it's made out of wood?" You said like the perfect thing in response, which was that you were in the same boat because the staff's made of wood. That's such like a comforting or would be comforting thing to say. That's an amazing.
That was a great line, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like now Finnegan as a character, he feels like we're a group now.
Oh, so
We're
she's so
going-
tall. Can we just take a moment?
She's so
I
tall.
still can't get over it.
How tall?
I think 12'1".
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm using the verbals from my setting handbook rather than the Wizards of the Coast one. So they're large creatures.
Actual
instead of
forest
medium.
giants, yeah.
Yeah, they're actual forest giants.
Yep. I love that.
Asana is such an interesting character to play because I'm trying to play somebody who just doesn't understand and yet simultaneously knows way too much, right? Like, Asana doesn't actually understand the world and yet understands nature more than anybody else could, while still not knowing what currency is. Like, you handed Asana... honestly, I kind of would like to, next time we play, I want to backtrack a little bit and have a conversation where you hand Asana the gold and with a question of, what's this? Maybe not right now. I don't know how we're going to go and what's happening, but at some point, I think that would be a good conversation to have because Asana doesn't, doesn't get it. And that's, so far, is a really interesting character to play. A wealth of not necessarily useful knowledge, but wisdom of things that other people don't know. My knowledge set overlaps with almost nobody's aside from Ava's, glimpses into the religion side of things. But simultaneously, your skill sets don't overlap with mine at all, and I don't understand the townships or any of that stuff. Oh, I'm liking this character.
Very interesting character.
How are you feeling about joining? You came in late, but and you haven't done as much with us. But Radiz, how are you feeling about things? Or Demonata or Teo, or I don't know how you want me to call you
I'm
now.
talking. I'll just whatever you like. It's an interesting new world to explore. I don't know too much. I'm learning characters. As a player, actually still don't know whose character is whose name, but that's more because I'm bad with names. I know you've all told me, but it's a learning thing.
I get
Overall,
Eva and Asana confused more often than I'd like to admit.
It works somehow significantly well coming in as like a Kenku. Because now I can just like lean into, okay, I don't actually really know where I am, but I know what I'm kind of doing.
Big fish out of
But
water.
now this is happening.
Kashak, how do you feel about? Hi.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say,
Hey.
I keep thinking of things that I want to say, but I don't feel are thematically appropriate. Like when Asana asked what a date was, I was debating on like genuinely just stopping to explain what a date is. And
I had the same debate.
Personally, I think that would have been amazing.
That would have been.
I have no idea what a date is, but I know what animals mating is. So like, I think that would have actually been hilarious. Or will be hilarious when we have that conversation, I should say.
How do you not know what a date is?
Look forward to that next time, I think.
So what I feel like has to happen though is we have to have Radiz come from the angle of a date is such a delicious fruit. Tries to explain at the same time.
That would be amazing. I mean, take your character how you want to take it, but I think that would be hilarious.
That's just that to me. That read like the funniest dynamic of a conversation.
Well, now I gotta wonder, does Radiz know what a date is? Because I actually haven't thought of that.
Now that's an interesting question, yeah. But as far as like you wanted to do something you weren't sure, open your mouth and let words fall out. Like majority of us are streamers. That's what streaming is. You open your mouth and you let words fall out. And,
that is exactly what streaming is.
And if your audience likes you, guess what? They're gonna like the words that come out of your mouth when you open it and you say words. Like, that's kind of what it boils down to, you know? Like, at the end of the day, just say it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but if it doesn't work, you can probably make it not work in a funny way. And if it doesn't work and it's not funny, then we can just, we'll just move on and go on to the next beat, the next story beat, the next narrative part.
Yeah, the amount of times you say something and it don't land, you just move past it, okay?
Oh,
you
yeah.
go next on that one. Yeah.
You just keep it moving.
Don't linger on it. That's when it gets awkward. Only then.
Unless you're lingering on it as a bit, in which case you can wrap it around.
Point?
You can recover it.
Yeah. It's perfect.
I
Also,
still don't know what
who
this
does know what a
date
date is? Sorry, go on.
No, you go ahead. I'll just say it.
Ventus knows what a date is for sure. Just don't ask him how to correctly end a date. He doesn't know that. Okay, he hasn't figured that part out yet. His dates end in a very wildly different way, surprisingly. You know. So, yeah, he can help you with part of it if you were to randomly ask him. But I feel like you wouldn't go to him for dating advice. I have just a sneaking suspicion.
Also, setting up the game of Kiss, Marry, Kill was hilarious. That was inspired.
It's majestic. I love this.
Because like, that's a very
Also-
human thing to do. Like that's a very natural thing. Like that's not like a modern like thing. That's just a thing that people do, right?
Mhm.
I loved it. The information Adventus has, he is very happy with. He will take it to heart, I assure you.
I'm also appreciating getting to put a little bit of woodworking knowledge into a character for once.
And you got to help
I-
awkward
like-
schoolboy over there get his date ready. That was great.
I literally never. I don't think I've ever played a character who had carpentry like tool proficiency
Oh, really?
other than Gonk, who just like never really used carpentry anyways because she was like more of a mechanist and tinkerer.
I would actually argue Piffle, not in the same way, but you did
True.
use a lot of crafting with that character.
Yeah. I do a lot of crafting in a lot of characters. Like it's a very
That's fair.
common thing for me to do crafting.
Yeah,
in
I
some variety.
struggle. I struggle not taking like a Weaver's toolkit because almost every character I have is like a sorcerer just so I can dress them up. Right? It's a problem. I'm like, they don't really need all the armor. I can just slap whatever on them. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's an issue.
I don't have armor on my character.
Perfect.
I-
You know
I
what to
can-
do.
I
Slap
can
some
dress
random
up.
shit on.
Guys,
Yo.
have I casted a combat spell
No,
this entire campaign?
nope, not at all. I may not have my
Nice.
I may not have my notes for this session, and I've been rewriting them in the staying silent.
I don't think I have.
You have not
I mean,
cast one
same.
single combat spell.
No, I cast
I mean,
one
I
combat
don't
spell
think
because I was
I've
annoyed by somebody.
attacked either. Yeah.
I cast one combat spell because I was annoyed at somebody, and I didn't. That was not in a combat sequence.
I casted mage armor before combat once, I think.
Casted gun.
True.
I do have a sorcerer that is just a gunslinger, like reskinned. Like his wand is just like a gun thing, and his spell slots are bullets, right? It's like I do have one of those, so he does in fact cast gun. He has a second gun that just is like glowing red. He just uses that one only for firebolt, for fireball specifically. That's it. Like it's stupid. I love it. It's very fun.
I have. There's a. I've told this story a couple of times recently, but there was a character that I played at one point, a wizard, who had, I think, one of my favorite gimmicks ever. She would use illusions to make them look like cast minor illusion that looked like real spells.
Oh yeah.
So she'd like minor illusion the red mote of a fireball.
Oh,
So
God.
everybody dives for cover, and then it's like, wait, where's the boom?
I actually
And then
love
she
that.
does it again the next turn, and they're like, ha, we know that trick. Boom! Wait, what?
Hilarious.
I love that. I had just a classic old like wizard archetype, big beard, decrepit old man, big staff, the whole pointy hat, the whole shebang, right? It was just a monk. So they try to target the weak wizard. Nah, it's
Nice.
not gonna happen. Very skilled monk. He just looks a bit like one.
So
I love
I was-
that.
at the fairly early in 4th edition, I wanted to play an alchemist, but artificer wasn't in the game yet. But I had a character idea I wanted to play, so So what I did is I took the seeker, which is the arcane archer, if you're familiar with that class, and reskinned everything without changing any of the mechanics. Mechanically, I was doing the arcane archer attack of shooting the ground and having spirits of the dead grasp up and grab people's legs to bind them. But what this character was, because this character was an alchemist who had a slingshot attached to his wrist, and he grabbed a vial of glue and shot at someone's feet and stuck them to the ground. Like it was the skinning was completely different from the intended skin for the class, but everything lined up and it just worked. It's like, yeah, this just works. And it was
Yeah,
a
I
lot
tend
of
to
fun.
do that. I love that. It's one of my
Mhm.
favorite things to do with most of my characters. Just like reskin stuff. So it's mechanically works the same. It just looks very different.
Yeah.
It also causes a lot of people to not realize what class I was. For example, I was a sorcerer in a game. Big surprise, I know. And until the
Shock.
second last like session, they thought I was a bard. They were fully convinced, right? He was a very rich, snobby type of guy too. So it just came across as bard, right?
Mhm.
I loved it. It's fantastic.
There was one I played at one point that was. I've talked about her a few times. She was a character concept that I absolutely loved. I was a surgeon.
Hmm.
I was an anti-max surgeon. She believed that magical healing was poison.
Oh god.
So basically, she became the main healer of the party, in a party with a life cleric, mind you.
Oh god. The
The
disrespect.
the life cleric made their character at the same time, like after I made my healer to join the party. He made like character concept, this won't work, character concept, this won't work, character concept, this won't work, because they were just like all power gaming. It was like, I want to be a Hexblade Paladin. No. I want to be a Monk Druid. No. Etc, etc. So yeah, she became the main healer of the party because she had the healer feat. Which is like D10 plus level, I think it is, healing.
Okay, cool.
And it just uses one use of a healer's kit. Or D6 plus 4, sorry. Then plus additional hit points equal to the character level. So like a level 10 character would heal for a D6 plus 14.
Nice.
Can you guess what I used for her stats mechanically?
Rogue. Am I right?
Yeah, you were right, Minnie.
Nice.
It was Thief Rogue.
Yes. Oh, like it has to
Thief
be.
Rogue.
Yep.
Because Thief has fast hands, so I can use an item as a bonus action. So I couldn't just stitch your wounds once per turn.
I love
I could do it twice. I had multi-attack healing hands.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I love that. That's fucking beautiful. Fantastic.
So Asana's actually vaguely based off of another character that I played in the past. And the character was similar idea, except that they were a demon. They were also a warlock patron who was brought low by having all of their followers killed. But rather than being a nature spirit, this character was Abaddon. It was literally Abaddon of the Abyss. But the way the mechanics were was so delightful because the mechanics really fit the character in a way that I couldn't get for Asana. Which I'm actually happy with because I love how Asana has turned into a character so much. But the original design was that Abaddon was a demon, and he would put people into no-win situations. And the way I represented this mechanically is that I had the abilities of a paladin to force somebody to attack me, or you will be hurt. If you attack anybody but me, you take radiant damage and have massive penalties to hit anybody else. But I was also equal levels in Warlock, and I had a bunch of the Warlock's interesting defensive tools, where if you attack me, you take backlash damage. If you attack me, you hurt yourself. So
I love that.
So it's just like focusing on one enemy and putting them in a no-win situation where if you attack me, I will backlash and your life force into you, and if you attack anybody else, I will smite you. And it really fit that demon idea of creating a no-win contract sort of idea.
I would like to interject here. I had been working on notes and whatnot. I do apologize. My internet crapping out. Wasn't expecting to have the power surge either. So, but it sounds like everyone else. It sounds like everyone enjoyed just RPing among each other.
Kashak, we love
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Hi, Kashak.
I've been here the entire time, other than my internet crapping out one more time.
Mhm.
I've written down what you guys said. So.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh,
I take
now-
it all
now I'm
back.
nervous
Everyone
about
we
next.
do.
I'm nervous about next session for multiple reasons now.
Yo.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
I would just like to reaffirm something though, very quick. Roll, Radical, have you been tracking the relationship between NPCs and party members and whatnot?
I thought I wasn't doing that this time around.
Yeah, we
thought-
never like had a concrete anything on regards to people's roles this time.
I'm taking
So,
notes,
like,
but they're
I
half
had a note
memes.
thing, but I had no idea what role I was
Yeah,
anymore.
I've seen your notes, Jay.
It's
So I never actually decided.
Likewise.
okay. I just checked rolls and whatnot. So why don't we take the last little bit of session right now? Why don't we reaffirm some stuff going forward? It seems how now the party have RP'd a little bit. Radical, it seems like you're opening up a little bit more and whatnot, which is great.
Mhm.
It's quite lovely to see. Sprig, would you like to go over the role idea again and see if people
Yeah.
want to implement it?
So the basic thing is like having each member of the party pay attention to one particular thing. It helps to keep players more engaged and helps lighten the load for the DM on note keeping. It's like one person is the treasurer and just handles this is all the money that we get in, the magic items that we get in, and this is like, you know, we get this magic item and 2 different people want it. Well, you got the last one, so you get this one instead. Like, other person gets this one. They settle disputes regarding items and money. The party lead, which is the person who decides the ultimate course of action in the case of
Oh no.
anything breaking down, and generally is responsible for like remembering the main decisions and tracking any jobs that we take. The note taker, who is just these are the things that we've done. The contact manager, which is the person who keeps track of all the NPCs that we interact with and any like quick notes on them and our interactions.
I tried that last time and it was not as easy as I thought it would be.
So quartermaster, leader, note taker.
Note taking is split into 2 parts. There's note taker and there's contact manager.
Which is the way relationship tracker, correct?
Yeah, relationship tracker. The note taker is like, you know, we shopped in town, we made camp, we left town to go to see the Lady of the Woods. And then the relationship manager is like, we shopped at this merchant's store because like we're returning to that one magic shop a lot. This is the Lady of the Woods. We've done this with her, and this is why we're going to see her.
So, with that being said, would folks like to do these roles and whatnot?
So, I can take leader, but with a very important caveat that my leadership is going to be pushing people forward to get back on track rather than making the decisive actions.
In regard, it's an out of character thing. So it's like, it's primarily your job is to keep track of if we have like jobs or quests that we're on, making sure we have a note of it, and splitting the tiebreaker or like pushing us on track kind of thing.
Yeah, if we're
I-
indecisive, between two options, you make the final call type of thing.
I'll accept that, but with the caveat that that is, going to be less of an in-character thing with Asana.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can
that's
call
fair.
on us to take a vote for it
Mhm.
still and just be the tiebreaker if you have to.
Okay. I accept this.
Okay,
The
what is
content must-
Quartermaster?
The content must flow.
Yeah!
So
You have
Leadership-
to stay in character.
leadership keep on track is going to be Jade.
Hi.
Okay.
Though, to be fair, I will also try to keep us off track because I want to do more of this.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
So I
Because-
actually I actually had something planned in the middle of session 4 something like this for a camp out. We just kind of didn't get to that because internet and stuff.
Yeah, the more role-playing that we do, though, the less, prepped stuff that Kashak has to do, too, so...
And the less opportunities we have to break Kashak's plans.
Yeah!
Everybody wins. We don't skip chapters.
Okay, so then who wants to do, general notes?
So we have general note, relationship, treasurer, and quartermaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my problem is I think most of the time I take notes, I take them very from a character standpoint. So most of the interactions and stuff that characters do outside of stuff I'm involved with is excluded from it.
Same.
Yeah, unless it's info that is important to my character, then I make a note of it and that I haven't heard any of it, so I have no info in character. On
Well,
it, right?
I would
All
like
of
to
these-
nom.
All of these things are extra jobs. Yes, we would be asking you to do a bit of
Yeah.
extra work. I think that's not unreasonable for yeah.
I would say I know I've done in the past, and he's helped me out in the past a lot. Aisley did take a lot of general notes in the previous rendition of Luminon. I'm pretty sure he's been doing that regardless anyway, still.
Yeah,
So
I can do that.
Okay. I can take on treasurer again, I don't mind.
Yeah, I
Just
got full faith in you though
in
when it comes to
character,
that.
Ava cannot be trusted with the money. We're in town.
okay, now just release quartermaster relationship tracker.
Okay, what is
She's a
quartermaster?
gambling addict but doesn't know it yet.
See, I think it would be funny just to have Finnegan do the relationship tracker again with the whole idea of date roleplay that happened tonight, but I'm not
Honestly,
gonna.
Date diary. Okay, I
yeah.
Actually, you know what? I think you're onto something though. Because Finnegan is less comfortable in the role-playing aspect, asking Radical to keep track of relationships and who's talking to who and what people think of each other might be a really good way of kickstarting that, of getting you thinking of what people are thinking of each other in character. Actually, I like that idea.
Radical, very
that?
quick. I need you to plan a first date with the Lady of the Woods. What are you doing?
Oh,
Where are you taking her?
I've already been planning. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's on
Perfect.
that. You got it on lockdown.
So then, would you still do relationship tracking, Brad?
Uh,
And this is
shit,
purely
last
just
time it was hard for me, not because I'm not that good with roleplay, although that was part of it.
so
But it
then
was also
so then would you do quartermaster or something like that then? Just keeping track of when I post items that you find off combat or in general, you just bring that in. Not magic items, but mundane items.
Isn't that what Pig said?
Yeah, I
It's-
don't mind if
You combine the two.
Radical wants to do it.
Huh?
yeah, I mean, both in character and out of character, I'm decently good at keeping track of what we got.
Should we just make treasurer and quartermaster just inventory person?
Well, it is basically the same job anyway. That's what I did last time.
Yeah, because otherwise you got the weight separation in it, and then you gotta go across both people to figure out what you truly have with you. So I think it's
Alright.
easy to just combine that role.
So Brad, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So inventory manager Brad. Okay. We have leadership, keep on track or off track, Jade. Inventory management, Radical. General note taking, Aisley. We have relationship tracker. Did we need any other roles?
We can subdivide stuff because we have we'll have 2 people without jobs. So like we can cut the quest tracking out of leader and give that to somebody else.
Sounds
so
good.
you just have specific the quests. Okay.
Hey, Teo, Minnie, are there anything you guys would like to do in specific? You might be interested in?
I don't know yet.
Okay,
Be
so
able to-
relationship
Later task
tracker.
Come up.
Got him. Teo's cut off there.
Um,
But wait,
I could take up something that comes up now or later.
how about stable hand? What all the animals you make sure they're fed and whatnot.
Oh boy.
You got to make sure you feed Fred and George 5 times a day.
Damn. They're gonna die.
Yeah. I miss them already.
All right, very quick.
Oh wait, my animal handling is okay. Okay, I can do stable hand.
2 animals lie there dead, clearly drained. Must have been starvation.
I don't need all the stable hand to actually roll though. I was just more
Who's
making
gonna be
it
the
meme.
Must have
Who's
been the
gonna be
win.
the quest journaler?
The ones who keep up with quests.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I could do
I'll
that.
just take whatever's left over. I don't mind. Is general note takers the only one that I find I struggle with personally?
I got that
Oh.
down.
I forgot that I actually did take notes on who was who when we first started everything. I gotta update it.
Uh-oh.
Are you the relationship
Sprig.
tracker?
So Sprig, relationship tracker okay with you?
Yeah, you don't mind doing relationship tracker?
Then who's
then we
quartermaster?
can- Inventory management is Radical.
So quartermaster, Bradical, leader, me, journaler, Teo, note taker, Aisley, relationship tracker, Sprig.
So far.
Okay. And then what's the last one for Ventus?
Fashion police.
Oh yes, a crime. I sentence you to draining.
Fashion police.
What was that, Sprig?
We can still chronicle like town information.
Oh, world lore. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
Well, like towns that we visited and what we did or left there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lore tracker. That makes sense.
One thing, it would be better for somebody else to do like, notes on nuanced interactions, like in our RP heavy stuff, because my general notes don't really translate well.
Yeah, I think that's why we
when
have
it comes to
relationship
this.
tracker.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
The relationship
We got
tracker
that.
is less about tracking the player characters' interactions and more just about
Okay, dope.
NPCs.
Yeah.
I know
You know what?
everything, but this is my weak point, really, for like
As-
note taking.
If there's one thing that I've learned, that I know exactly who we can trust to remember all the little nitty-gritty details and call us out on them, and that's chat.
Chat is our relationship tracker. Yeah.
Hey, chat. What was that one trinket that we found in at the beginning of the other thing? Someone's gonna have it, guarantee you.
Yeah.
Promise you.
You're our backup note takers now.
Oh, shit.
You mean the broken protractor you found on the ground in first session?
Oh, wait. You mean the second many things you found that so-and-so said has to draw from it now. Okay.
Actually,
Oh,
it
you
was
mean
bifocals,
Gilligan's,
not a monocle.
You mean his...
Yeah.
Oh wait, you mean Gilligan? Yeah, that's his compass he lost when he was secretly murdered by a bicorn insinuated. All right, I remember. Thank you.
Oh. All right. So, someone in my chat comments that they don't know if they can trust chat to track relationships, but you can trust them to theorize them. So yeah, we're gonna add a shipping role and label
Yeah.
to chat.
Chat is the shipping. Shipping
Luminon
master.
dating simulator.
Next session,
Wait,
apparently.
Next session, yeah. That's the plan.
Alright, Radical, where are you taking? All right, Radical, where are you taking me on a date?
Oh, why did I
Realization.
not think that, you know, it would be
Radical,
mostly
Radical.
be-
This is literally the meme where you're going to be the party. You roll to seduce the person, and the DM goes, "Seduce me." Where are you taking me?
Seduce me.
Olive Garden.
Yeah, all I can think of is the spy from TF2.
Same.
Seduce me,
Same.
Radical.
My mother. It's like yeah, beautiful.
Harra.
Okay,
Wow, that's
yeah.
sweet.
After this game, I'm gonna need the name of this town as well as some of the stores we have visited.
This is the 3-hour mark. Wow.
Yeah, right?
Damn. Already?
I very...
The town we were just in was Briar's Glen. We didn't really hit any major stores other than Jotabille's bar. I think I got that name right.
I said it. And also, if things that we've backtracked, no one. I'm assuming everyone is going to be on also on London equipment, but since we're going to now be having a session on the 17th, where originally wasn't going to, I do apologize about snow and whatnot.
It happens.
Weather happens.
I do need to, like, really quick the names spelled for the characters that we've met so far, though, so I can.
Your thing. So
Yeah.
I actually have this already lit out.
Actually, I have several of these myself.
I'm just going to share the handout that I have, and this is every single name that you guys have met in Briar's Glen. If you check out handouts.
Nice. Jatabille.
Oh,
What's the tabaxi, the wait in tavern thing they went to for the info?
Jotabille. It's under the NPCs of Briar's Glen handout.
Perfect. What was the tavern's name, just to double check?
Did I ever give you guys a tavern's name?
I mean, I'll just name it Chatterfield's Tavern thing for now.
I don't actually think I ever gave the original party, when Assassin was still here, the actual tavern name.
you did not.
Alright. First person in either Sprig or Jay's chat to give me a good name and whatnot.
Oh,
No, you can get a sub. Twitch sub or YouTube membership.
You're missing the guard captain,
Bartholomew.
as well as the priestess of Morlena, or something.
I don't think she actually gave a name.
Tragic.
It's tragic. Lost to time.
It's
An important
tragedy.
note, though, to take for, Briar's Glen is we killed the governor, we destroyed the governor's mansion, the mayor's mansion.
David
and
Lestrous
ran
Glenn.
from town, fled down.
I'm going to get NPCs edited by who's the relationship tracker? That is Youthbreak? Right? I already forgot roles.
I'm just working on the notes right now.
I'm
and
going to let
making
you
sure I got some basics.
you can edit that handout yourself. If you just want to use that.
Yeah, I'm just using the one I already had.
Okay.
Ah!
Yeah, the guard captain I don't have the name for here either.
Yep, it's guard captain is Bartholomew. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Holy crap. How do you spell Bartholomew? I don't even know.
It has a T in it.
I spelled it, so we can just use the spelling that I put in.
Sure thing.
I don't know where the-
Bartholomew.
URS. EUV. I don't know why I started thinking my ABCs. I have
No, same. I was right there with you, I'll be honest with you.
I finished it.
What's the name of like this weird forest thing we find?
The Thronewood.
The what?
The Thronewood. So let me take you back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity.
Oh crap! Not again.
Here's the map of the little section of Aelios that you're particularly in, Benny.
Perfect. It's near Bryce Glen, right?
Yep, you're currently in Briar's Glen. Or near Briar. You guys think that we recap, reround in next session. I might redo the first introduction going into the Feywild. I won't lie. That wasn't the best for me. However, the mechanical benefits still stay the same for you, Jade.
What now?
The mechanical benefits for Scorch Grove will stay the same for you. I might just redo the introduction to the Feywild.
Oh,
That's fair. Because I think a lot of us were still confused on that.
yeah, I didn't get a good read on what was going on. I thought that was on me, but then other people had the same, so it's like, oh, okay.
No,
I just knew that there was a portal,
admit,
and oh boy, did I go through it.
I will fully admit I did that really poorly.
All good.
We all done the lead move every once in a while.
What?
It's been a long day for everybody.
Oh yeah.
I worked over 50 hours this week. Woo!
Oh, jeez.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Honestly, though,
Well-
at the end of the day, you got to take. I mean, it sucks you lost your notes. It's tragic, but you didn't have to be as stressed as a GM, and the role playing was fantastic. So I think this might have been a blessing.
No, I was definitely more stressed because I was rewriting my notes and whatnot.
Oh, well, okay.
Listen, man, just give us the win.
You guys had a win. You guys were able to RP and whatnot.
This
I
was
was going-
genuinely like one of the most enjoyable sessions for me I've had in a long time.
I feel like this was a fantastic first session of getting to meet the rest of the party.
Yes, it was very nice. I actually got to kind of get to know people a little bit, and instead of just being like, "Oh, I'm this bird here. Hi."
Yeah. Yeah, it's our first full on session
Full
with a
character
couple.
interaction session, yeah.
Yeah.
Team building. Yay.
I had to twist some arms, but
We
Hey,
got
it was
beer.
needed and it's appreciated. Because
Sort
that's
of
just
odd.
that's what I need to get comfortable doing.
Where's
that.
my arm?
You lost your arm.
No!
Wait,
I
do you have
love that
arms or do you,
moment.
wait, do you have arms or do you have wings? Real talk.
I have
Oh.
arms with feathers that are ripped off, kind of. Like there's still elements
Are
of feather, but they're not all there. You can tell I might have had wings, but they're damaged.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then there's arms. The
Then
feathers are attached to the arms. Kind of like in a volley. You know, a volley. It's kind of like that.
Volley or feathered kobolds don't at me.
Okay.
Nah, true. That's correct. It's just a true statement. Yeah, no. I've
Yeah, well-
always thought about it. Somebody had to say it. Thank you.
I have the courage to say that out loud.
all the Avalis in chat are fiercely typing.
There's freaking.
Several people are
The
typing.
what?
We're starting a riot here.
The what?
A volley? I'll send you a picture.
That is.
I'll send you a picture. It.
Short little feathered people in the furry community.
Oh my
What? They're not exactly furries. We
I've-
just adopted them.
Just like you adopt scalies.
Exactly. Volleys are more their own thing. They're their own universe. They started off as a spore creature. It's interesting.
What? Real?
I thought
Yeah.
they started as a starbound.
You know, I did too, and then I went and talked to some of Volleys, and they got really offended by it. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, me and my homies love spreading misinformation for fun, though. Yeah, they from starbound, bro.
Alright.
Oh well.
Fuck yeah, we got chaos here.
Alright. Well, folks, I do apologize on the whole thing, but I will rework it and it will be a lot less slower at the start.
Yay!
Ooh.
I like it slow.
I'm
Yo!
just glad I already uploaded my map.
Yo!
Okay, DM, quick question. Would you count the Scorch Grove more as like an actual location, such as Bryce Glen, or closer to like a store?
Oh, someone left.
Was it not?
You know, like one of the smaller
Okay.
locations within a bigger location, such as Bryce Glen, and then you got like the Mayor's Mansion completely destroyed, and the
The
tavern.
Scorch Grove at this point is a personalized location that's going to pertain particularly to a sauna, but it doesn't mean it's not going to stop the whole party, anyone else in the party to go there. But it's
Basically,
more of like a
It's closer
personal.
to like a building type of thing. Got it.
I got a pocket dimension,
Just for, like, yeah. Okay. Perfect.
apparently.
Pocket dimension. Whoa.
all you made a pact was and you could basically get the whole remnant primordial magic.
Neat.
For some reason, I feel the need to attempt to give my longest heal.
All right,
I
I'm
Kashak, but
I'm-
I feel like I gotta do it.
do it. I'm timing it.
Yo!
About 18 seconds.
I think that were the cutest 18 seconds I've ever lived through. I'll be honest with you. Felt like at least 20. That was crazy.
Almost got
I'm done.
20.
My sound canceling cut me out like 3 seconds into it, but I just stopped.
Oh my god.
Oh, you were still going. I thought you just.
Oh
I
no,
thought
I
you
just. Hold on.
Props. Oh dang.
Oh, let me see if I can turn off.
Yo.
Who wants to yo with me? Competitive yoing.
Let's do
I'll
it.
go with you.
I
Sure.
cannot.
It's not implementing anymore. Why, yo? It's still canceling me.
We're coming to you live.
Nice.
Me on the
I have
first
no idea.
Wednesday of every month.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I cut out at all.
You cut out quite a bit.
Ah, got it.
I cut out instantaneously, but I think my VOD actually caught it, so I don't know.
I had to. I'm deceased. That was too fucking cute. I'm dying.
Don't die. We need your D&D.
It just reminds me of the tornado sirens at
Don't
the
you
first
worry.
Wednesday. The first Wednesday of every month from 1 p.m.
Don't
to
die.
1:05.
Don't worry about dying. It's but a
Alright.
step on my way to perfection. Alright, let's see.
Well, folks, I suppose that's technically the end of our session, even though we didn't really technically have a session by the DM standpoint. More of an RP stuff.
Don't worry.
I'm blessed.
That was
It was
plenty
great.
of session.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah.
It was a delight. And you're all wonderful. Thank you all, and hope that you have a wonderful evening, friends.
Mhm.
Yeah, thank you.
Goodbye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Farewell.